You are now listening to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
My name is DJ Vince Adams. I absolutely appreciate what the Chicago Clubhouse crew is doing for the city of Chicago.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Varian, a.k.a. B Twice.
What up? This is Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Lemuel Stinson, a.k.a. Lemonhead, formerly of the Chicago Bears.
What's up? My name is C.J. Watson, former Bulls guard and bench farm creator.
This is two-time six-man all-star baller Ricky Deuces Pierce.
What's up, people? This is Chicago radio legend Rick Party, the voice you hear everywhere.
My name is Pee-wee from the movie House Party.
This is Megan Martinez from the Good and Funny podcast.
Hey, this is Bubba Ball from the Shits podcast.
Hey, this is Nika from One Shot Wellness, Reverend from the ATL, dropping some drips on that Chi-Town Clubhouse podcast.
This is Sherry, and you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
You're now rocking with Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast.
Where they think they know everything.
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 But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But they really don't know shit.
But honestly, they don't know shit.
And I smell something. I smell podcast. The Chicago Clubhouse podcast show.
They really don't know shit.
You already know what time it is.
You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? Take this.
This dude literally just took my soul.
So I didn't like playing with Brett Favre at all.
You could have waited until the draft if you wanted to look at another quarterback. You didn't have to sign Andy Dalton, who is really nothing but a backup.
Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. What you want to fight a 58-year-old man?
But man, he wants to keep fighting.
Because he want to fight him. Okay, it's an exhibition.
But yeah, it's an exhibition because
this ain't Drago and Apollo Creed, man. Ain't nobody about to.
Man, Martin and Tommy Hearns was an exhibition. You saw what happened to Martin.
This could hurt.
Thanks, Hayden. Nothing but the best.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, bro, tough for real, man.
Yeah, man. He like tougher than some grown folks I know, man.
That as a coach, your job is to give your players the best opportunity to have success.
Michael Jordan, when he came back at LeBron James' age, he was a straight up nothing.
That is blasphemy on his computer right now.
I'm gonna tell you something. Without Dennis Rodman, I couldn't see them winning like they did those second three championships. I can't see it.
I agree.
And now I'm the voice of SportsCenter on ESPN. Now on SportsCenter tonight, LeBron James and whatever.
Do you guys really coach how exactly to tackle correctly? Because I see it all over the league now. People cannot tackle like they did whenever you guys played. But do you guys practice tackling at all?
Welcome. JB, are you there?
I'm here. What's going on, man?
I feel like we've been in hibernation. I haven't seen or hardly heard from anyone in a week. It's crazy, man. Miss you. How was your holiday, first and foremost? Let's get it out the way.
Very fulfilling. Very fulfilling. My nieces and nephew are hilarious. So good time. Had a great time with family, Great time.
Yeah, awesome. Same here, guys. And guys, welcome in to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Missing our fearless leader today. He's a little busy doing some stuff. So just going to be me and my buddy JB. We're going to be here, and we want to make this a fan appreciation show, guys. So if you want to chime in, if you want to, any question you want, anything that just runs in your mind, we want to hear from you tonight. So what I'm going to do first and foremost, right off the bat, is I'm going to put it in the chat so everybody can get it. Just click on it, run in the back. We will let you in. All questions welcome, guys. So first, JB, we can start with some Bears, right? Obviously, because that's what the fans want. But man, I'll tell you what.
Well,
I'm not one of them right now. I'm not.
So we'll flip it. In the honor of Thanksgiving, the Bears didn't give us what we wanted, but at least here on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, we're going to give the fans what they want. So we're in the giving mood right now.
Absolutely.
And evidently, the Bears were in the giving mood as well, because on that last drive, everybody thought we had won the game, and in classic Bear giveaways, we literally gave the game right back. Right.
Yeah, and then they gave it right back. They Chris Webbered us in Michigan, calling 2 timeouts in a row. What was that about? I can't believe it. I thought for sure they were going to figure out a way to blow that game, but just as bad as we feel as Bears fans, you got to feel for them Lions fans, man, because my God, like what they got to go through year in and year out is just sad to me. They might not win a game now. This was supposed to be their shining moment, and they
had us on, like, we literally gave them the game.
It was right there.
And then I'm looking like, did they just give the game, like literally give the game right back, not once, but
twice. It's almost like Dan Campbell had money on this game, man. It's like something happened in this game, because just when you thought the Lions were going to get out of it, Lions are going to lion, just like Nagy's going to Nagy, right?
They are, and that's a perfect segue to this statement. So I have some people in the chat, some people that I'm in other groups with, some people that I go back and forth with daily, and I want everybody to pump their brakes, okay? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Andy Dalton had a very productive game.
He did.
But it was against the Lions. So let's not make it seem like, oh my God, he threw for 300 yards and we haven't had a 300-yard passer every year. One guy, I had to shut him down. He told me, well, this is the best Bears QBR and rated game this year. And I said, yeah, go back to the Steelers game where his QBR is actually a little higher.
Yeah.
Plus a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Oh, yeah.
Against the vaunted Steelers defense. So, guys, yes, Andy Dalton pushed the ball down the field. Andy Dalton ran Matt Nagy's offense. But you also saw Matt Nagy's offense, 14 carries for David Montgomery. It's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. Monty didn't come here for 14 carries and I think he had 4 receptions or 4 for 5.
Yeah, like I was actually about to pull up the game stats now just to clarify that. But I mean, it's the thing that bugs me, JB, the thing that really bothers me about it is that even when it's a close game and you know that your team is defined by the run, you continue to throw the ball down the field over and over and over. I can't figure it out. I don't understand. Even when this man's job is almost on the line, you think, okay, I'm going to do what I have to solidify this victory. I'm going to go to my bell cow. I'm going to go to my horse and ride him all the way home. And he still refuses to do it. 14 carries is not enough. Khalil Herbert, anywhere? Anywhere.
Did he suit up?
I don't know. I mean, a couple weeks ago, this guy's a world beater, throwing up 100 yards now. Can't get him on the field. I'm scratching my head. I honestly don't know what to say. I at this point, I'm so tired, man. I'm so tired and just exhausted from this team. I'm tired of watching them. I hate it because I'm a super Bears fan. Obviously, I love this team to death, JB, but my God, man, like, it is so exhausting watching the same thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And my God, this man has been drugged through the mud. He's been beaten down, battered by everyone in town. His kid's getting screamed at a high school game. Every single Illinois sports team now that has a game has a Fire Nagy chant. Even Illinois had one the other night.
Yes.
You can't get away from it.
There's even talks of people putting billboards together about firing Nagy. So when it gets to that level, and then at his son's game now, I draw the line with family. but it was the other team.
Yeah.
That was screaming, fire your pops, man. Like, your dad sucks.
That's sad, man.
That's super sad. But again, this is what we're dealt with. I mean, this is what we have to deal with. And moving forward, we still have about 6 more weeks of this.
Of pain.
It's not over.
Of pain and suffering. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. All right, so let's just run down this list real quick. Hang on. I forgot to pop this up. So the next game is obviously against the Cardinals, right?
Yes.
I think we're both in agreement there. That's a loss, right?
The return of Kyler Murray, I believe.
Yes. And if you remember last year, the Bears were the reason that the Cardinals didn't get in the playoffs. They squeaked in and they didn't. So could this be another like revenge type game for them too as well? Maybe they're going and thinking, well, this is the team that knocked us out last year, so let's embarrass the hell out of them, because that's what I would think going in.
Well, I'll say and add one more thing to this. Right now, with only having one bye, the Cardinals are really in a really good position to get a little bit more separation between Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
So, not to mention, San Francisco is getting a little close to catching up to the Rams. So now that separation is even building with the Rams lost to the Packers, right?
Yeah.
So now this becomes a must win, not record wise, but a must win as far as getting that bye at the end of the year for the Cardinals. A Cardinals team at 9-2 at some point can pump the brakes and almost coast. And they have to get a gimme win, which is what this Bears game should be.
Yeah.
We got a lot of guys banged up. We got a lot of guys out for the season. We got a lot of guys that are not being utilized properly. And I still see a coach right now that's trying to prove, hey, I was right by signing Andy Dalton this year. I was right by designing my offense around Andy Dalton. I'm going to prove to you that Andy Dalton is what's going to make me keep my job in Chicago. And that's what I call not seeing the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now? What are we talking about? Like a guy that's really more interested in proving his point, the me, I'm right guy, or a guy that's into developing and showing, you know what, maybe we'll give this guy one more chance to look at what he's done with Justin.
Yeah, well said, man. And I honestly can't disagree with you with any of that, because that's kind of the same thing I see. You know, it's square peg trying to fit in a round hole again and again and again. And just like always, you know, this time you get by because the Lions are the worst team in the league. But I'm going to continue the schedule, and I'm going to ask you something at the end of it that I just kind of thought of in my head. I'm kind of curious about what you think. So we both think the Cardinals are a loss, right? Obviously.
Yes.
The Packers the week after. That's a primetime game. Aaron Rodgers, primetime game.
In Green Bay.
We're thinking that's a loss, right? So that's 4-9 right there. Then you got the Vikings, who are very interesting. I think the Vikings are getting better. I haven't heard what happened with Dalvin Cook's other labrum. I know he's got one torn labrum, but they thought the other one was going bad and he was going to have an MRI. I didn't hear exactly what happened. He's obviously what makes them go. But they've got guys like Justin Jefferson. They've got, you know, really good wide receivers, Adam Thielen. I think that team's a lot better than what a lot of people think. You know, they're the only team in the entire NFL that has led every single game they've played this year, and they've blown 6-7 point leads.
Wow. That record is not showing how they really
It's not. But you get, you know, a Kirk Cousins, who isn't really good in prime time. I think that's the Monday night game, if I remember correct. Yeah. So that's the Monday night game. He's not very good on Monday night, so maybe they can squeak one out there. I think the Vikings could be 1-1 type. This one I'm gonna put as a win, but I'm not really that confident about it.
So if we're gonna say that that's the caveat for that particular one, and they do split, then reverse it, because I'll feel that the Bears will be the ones that come up on the short end of the stick on this Monday night.
Yeah. Oh, Tiffany, come on, man. Come on, Tiffany, with that negative go Packers crap.
Hey, Tiffany, thanks for chiming in. We love to see you.
Thank you for coming in with that.
You old friends.
Oh, okay. So I'm putting that as a win. We're gonna say that then it's 5-9 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get the day after Christmas, you get the Seahawks, right?
Okay.
305 game. What are they? I mean, Russell Wilson's obviously still not the same guy he was. He's hurt. The parts around him aren't as great as the whole that he is as a player. So that one could be a swing either way. But I'm going to obviously take the better coach and the better QB any day of the week, right? I would. I don't know about you.
So for me, that game is going to be interesting because now if memory serves, they're one game from being eliminated from the playoffs themselves.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing to play for that particular game, that actually might be let Russ cook for an audition for his next team. And that could be dangerous.
Miami, New Orleans. There's some chatter about that. Again,
that could be dangerous.
It could be. And that's why I'm going to take that as an L. So that's 5-10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you get the Giants. And this is the game necessarily that I want to ask you a question because we'll be 5-10 by then, right? 5-10, right? Okay. So the Giants right now have about the same record as we do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to segue a question at this point. Are the Bears one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL? Do you think that?
5 worst?
5 worst. Name me your 5 worst teams in the NFL, and don't add the Giants.
Don't add the Giants?
No, no. I'm saying you think you can say it without adding them because the Giants, I think, are one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL. But that game might be the
battle for the 5th worst.
The battle for the number 5 spot. So.
Well, off top, I got 3. Obviously.
Yeah.
Like no-brainers, Detroit, the Jets, the Texans.
Yes.
Those 3 off top.
Automatically.
But then,
that's when it gets interesting.
That's when it gets interesting because I could see why you say the Giants, but I could say the Redskins. I really could.
The Redskins beat the Chiefs. You think one of the 5 worst teams would beat one of the best teams in football? I know that you can say that all over the league this year because it's been a crazy year. We get that. But I don't know,
let me say this then. If you don't give me the Washington the Washington football team, my apologies. Would you give me Atlanta?
Well, yeah, I would. That's just the thing. Did you say Jacksonville?
I haven't even gotten to them yet.
Okay, because that you had the first 3 pretty much spot on with me. Number 4 for me was Jacksonville.
Well, Jacksonville was hard to me, not because I think they're great, they're gritty, kind of like the Lions, but kind of what you said about Washington beating the Chiefs.
Yeah,
the Jaguars beat the Bills 9-6.
Yeah,
but what they scored, they only gave up 6 points.
Yeah,
and the Bills were supposed to be AFC contenders.
Yeah, but sometimes you think the division teams might be some like kind of a fluky thing. Like sometimes that just happens. Like there's so many ways to go with this, but we'll get back to it. But we got a guest back here, Mr. Silver Surfer. Hello, sir.
Hey,
that just happens.
What's going on,
so
fellas?
Ways to go with this, but hey, you need to turn down whatever that is.
Yeah,
hold on. Yeah, let me turn that off. Actually,
yeah. Well, you got us on the big TV or what? What?
Man, that's the kids, man. She's watching something. So
okay. I thought I heard my voice. I was like, "Are you watching me on TV?"
Yeah, actually, I had you on YouTube as well. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, so what's up, man? How you been? What kind of questions you got, man? Because we got tons. We have tons of them, man.
I mean, I just got off of work, and first of all, I want to say it's great. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Oh man, you didn't do it to him, did you?
I've been waiting on that all week.
I could not believe how bad they beat up Ohio State. That was insane.
Man,
insane.
I'm not gonna even front. I had a tear come down.
Oh my God! Hey, look here, dude.
and that's just for the Wolverines. So I already told people I'm on record. The Bears ever win a Super Bowl, I'm boo-hooing.
Oh, I'm gonna cry like a baby. When they lost the Super Bowl, I cried like a baby. So I know when they win, I'm going to.
So
I'm not even doubting it.
I'm gonna nip this in the bud. I'm gonna channel my inner Stephen A. Smith. I'm gonna bloviate for a minute.
Oh no, please don't. Please don't do no Stevens.
I mean, he has the temerity, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to talk about the Michigan Wolverines. Okay, yes, you beat Ohio State. Ohio State beat us, but we beat you. So we're all in the same boat.
You know something? Actually,
not so fast, my friend. And
wrong one.
Mel Tucker is Big Ten Coach of the Year. I'll take my small victories.
First of all, he shouldn't be Big Ten Coach of the Year.
What he shouldn't be and what he is two different things, brother.
And then second of all, you guys didn't beat us. The damn refs beat us.
I saw an interception to seal the game. That's what beat
yeah, and I saw your man get sacked for a fumble, and we scored a TD. They didn't count that one. Saw endless pass interferences. They didn't call that.
I saw the Heisman Trophy.
The refs helped you about as much as they could.
I saw the soon-to-be Heisman Trophy winner run for 5 touchdowns.
Oh, he's not going to win Heisman. I'm sorry.
Who you think got it then?
Probably the Bryce Young. Stroud probably knocked himself out. It all depends on who the finalists are. You know, I've heard people they trying to lobby for Hutchinson right now.
I heard that one too, actually.
Yeah,
but that's like a bleeding heart.
Yeah.
You know, no. For one, look at and I'm tired of people giving Alabama the pass. Look how they played against Auburn, man. That was terrible.
Yeah,
they should have lost that game.
They were losing like
people that blew the damn game.
You want to talk about a referee game? My God.
If he doesn't step out of bounds,
yeah, game's over.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Sad.
Like, let's start. And that's why I'm glad, like, and I'm not a Michigan fan. I haven't liked Michigan since 1993, but that's another story.
Oh, God. We're going to 5-5.
Hey, I like who I like, man. But I'm glad Michigan moved up in the polls. I really am. Because I'm tired of Alabama getting these passes, right? Just because of the financial that they bring in.
Yeah. So,
go ahead. No, go ahead. Because I want to see somebody new.
Well, I had a question because I was thinking about this earlier. So, you've got Notre Dame just lost their coach, right? Mm-hmm. He's gone. He's out. So you still could see Notre Dame get in if Alabama gets trounced by Georgia. That's a definite possibility because Georgia's unreal. I don't think anyone's beating Georgia anyway.
But the only thing that I would say to that is it's going to be hard to get them in if they can't jump Cincinnati.
Well, and that was going to be my point because
Cincinnati can move up to 3. And then you could put Notre Dame at 4, right?
But you still got
no. It can't be because that would be the SEC championship game.
Okay, I got you.
Right, but you still got Oklahoma State.
You do, but I mean, you look at strength of schedule. A 2-loss Alabama team clearly would carry more weight than what Oklahoma State would do.
I don't think there should be any.
If they lose, they out.
Be any 2-loss teams in the final. There's no way.
Look at what Michigan just did. Michigan's a 2-loss team, right?
No.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're a 1-loss team. They're a 1-loss team. Ohio State is 2 losses.
Ohio State.
They're 2 losses. Right. They're 2 losses. But a 0-loss Cincinnati team cannot continue to be overlooked. And they'll be done with their conference way before they strength the schedule. You play who you play. But Alabama losing to an unranked Texas A&M earlier in the year, they should have dropped. They should have dropped out the top 10, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I remember you talking about that before, like months ago, because whenever they dropped Michigan State, you and I had that conversation because you were like, why did they get dropped so much whenever Alabama lost to an unranked team?
That's college football. They have this, I don't know, they love the SEC. Something about college football. They love the SEC. They're the best conference. We do this, we do that. They also pay the best money for their players. I'll tell you a little story. Daxton Hill, 5-star, Michigan safety.
Okay.
He said up there he had committed to Michigan. They said that Nick Saban showed up to this man with $500,000 and sit up there. Next thing you know, he decommitted from Michigan and committed to Alabama.
I'll tell you one even better than that.
A week or two later, he left the money and came to Michigan, signed back with Michigan.
I'll tell you one even better than that. The Bears owner and GM at the time, Jerry Angelo, went to Nick Saban's house and offered him the Bears head coaching job. This is right before they got Lovey. And they offered him $3 million. They wanted him to be the coach of the Chicago Bears. Showed him to his house.
So this was when he was at LSU, or was he was
Yes.
he was at Michigan State?
This was when he was, I believe he was at LSU still. No. He was getting ready to go to LSU, if I remember right. He was at Michigan State, but he was leaving, and they wanted to scoop him up because they thought, oh, well, he's going to want to play in the NFL, right? They offered him $3 million. He goes, "You realize I'm already making that right now, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, but don't you want to go to the NFL?" He's like, "Why the hell would I do that?" So
Well,
they
then
got,
he turned around and went to the Dolphins, didn't he?
so I was wrong. He was at LSU. Sorry. So he was making that there at LSU. They went there. They tried to get him. They went to the airport. They called him. They asked him if he would do it for $5. Turned it down still, and then he ended up going to Alabama. That is a true story.
Woo.
That's not a story everybody knows, but at that time they're probably worth $3.5 billion maybe at that time. That's some years ago now. Obviously, inflation's gotten better and better, but Bears only offer a guy like Nick Saban $3 million. That's the problem with, like, come on, man.
And you know they cheap as hell.
They're cheap as hell. They're a mom and pop, like complete all night.
Verizon doing cheap ass.
Yeah, it's a disgrace, dude. It is. It's
So-
horrible.
So that's another beautiful segue. So I know, Chris, you and I talked, but we'll bring it out with AB as well. What type of money are we going to spend with these coaches, and who's on our radar? Because right now I've been sifting, and I've got two separate possibilities. I'd like to know you guys, as I'm sure you all know mine, but I'll go last and say mine.
I'm pretty sure you know mine anyway. I've been saying it before it got popular. All of a sudden, it got popular now. Ryan Day. Been my choice. I know. Well, of course you don't like him. You're over here rah-rah in Michigan. Of course you ain't gonna like an Ohio State
for
guy.
a couple reasons. First of all, I'm not really high on college coaches coming to the NFL, and then, like I said up and said,
Hold on. I knew you were gonna start there,
and
I apologize for cutting you off. I had the same argument with about 8,000 people on Facebook. Okay, the guy has been in the NFL.
Yeah, he comes from the NFL. The Saints, doesn't he?
He actually coached the QB position for, I think, 2 different NFL teams, and then left and went back to college. He has coaching experience in the pros. He's done one of the hardest jobs in the NFL. Yes, granted, he got let go from both of them because there was some coaching change stuff. But who hasn't in the NFL? Everyone's been fired. Like, every coach ever has been fired from somewhere. You can't tell me that. Like, I can't stand when people go, "Oh, well, he's never had any NFL experience." Yes, he has.
Yeah, but
100% has. But it's not head coaching experience. So, are you going to tell me right off the bat, Silver, that they need a ex-NFL head coach? Are you going to tell me that?
An ex-NFL coach?
Head coach.
I mean, they can go that route. Also, with Ryan Day, he's only did 2 years at Ohio State?
Yeah.
And he really hasn't really proven himself yet to me either. So
he was in the Final Four last year and damn near.
Yeah, but he was there with
Justin
recruits.
Fields.
No, he's saying he was there with Urban Meyer's recruits.
Yeah.
So Justin Fields was Urban Meyer's?
I mean, yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he left.
He got him on there.
Remember, Justin left Georgia.
Justin left Georgia, but it wasn't because of Urban Meyer. Not that I remember.
He had to get there. Well, how did he get there?
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day, huh?
So
I'm not a fan.
I have
don't think
to
he's quite
I
ready.
have
Maybe a
to
couple
explain
years.
this though. So you know that head coaches aren't necessarily the ones that actually do most of the
Yeah, I know the
recruiting.
skill
They
coaches.
It's the
don't
other
do any recruiting, really.
no.
Yeah, it'd be the skill coaches.
So that's Ryan Day's guy. And Ryan Day's worked more with Fields than anyone in the NFL at this point, right? He
True.
runs a pro style offense.
He had 2 years with him.
He had 2 years with him. He knows what he likes. He knows what he doesn't like. He knows how Justin ticks, and he knows what makes him successful. Why would you not want to bring a guy like here that could put your quarterback in the best position to win,
Because
and
he's not-
also
it's just
have
not
a
always
great
about one
relationship
person.
with him? Because how many great franchises have the quarterback and the coach in lockstep? The best ones always do, right?
Yeah,
The
but
Saints, there's all kinds of guys like that out there.
So
Like
let me
Dungy and
bring-
Manning, Sean Payton and Breeze. Like, there's been all that throughout NFL history about great, NFL quarterbacks with their coaches that could be a great marriage. I just don't understand why people hate this one so much.
I'm not saying that's not a thing, but we have to look at both sides of the spectrum.
Yes, Pete Carroll does count.
Pete
That's the
Carroll
other one
counts,
people keep throwing at me. Or
I
Jim
don't
Harbaugh.
want
How about
Pete
Jim
Carroll,
Harbaugh? The great Jim Harbaugh that
I don't want him
everybody
either.
loves so much. He went to college. Did he not? Did he
Yeah.
go from college to the pros? Yes.
but I don't want him. But
Why can't Ryan Day?
think of it like this. And I'm not saying Ryan Day can't, but on the high side, right? We're hoping that Ryan Day and Justin can be what Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray are doing, right?
Hold on, one second.
Better than that.
Hey, baby, meatloaf. Now. I never knew what she's doing back there.
Oh my God, bro. Are you kidding me? You are the king.
Hey, she gonna come in and kick my ass.
I never know what she's doing. I love that movie.
But on the small sample, more immediate, what have you done for me lately sample size, it could be Urban and Trevor.
Maybe. Or Urban Meyer could say, I don't like the NFL and leave. Like, I think he's going to end up doing maybe next year, after next year. If he's got another back year, I bet you he's back in college. I bet he's thinking about it right now because there's so many head coaching jobs out there. He was probably salivating over, USC, Oklahoma's just opened back up, LSU was open for him. All these places were open for him. And he's like, I'm stuck with this.
No, well, but see that he would be.
I mean, think about how much money they make in college. Like, if you are, the head coach of a great Power 5 school, right? You're a king.
True.
You can do no wrong, and you make just as much money as they do in the NFL, and you can actually coach the players because they're not grown men that are getting paid.
You see what they about to do with Brian Kelly?
Damn right, yes.
I saw LSU
Brian
win.
Kelly's
Shit,
getting
I
that
just want to be on the damn. Hell, let me be a damn towel boy. Shit, that son bitch about to get 15 fucking million. Shit.
So they actually bought his house, and they're giving him like $6 million for a new house, and they're paying him like $100 million. Like, you cannot sit here and tell me that an NFL job is that great anymore compared to a college job.
It's not.
So that's what puts me on pause about Ryan Day, because I'm like, well, he's going to go back to Ohio State now and go, well, look at what all these guys are doing.
But see,
look at what I can go to the NFL and do. Like, why does he want to leave either?
But Urban Meyer doesn't have the need for the college challenge. See, he needs the NFL to prove, hey, I've done it on all levels. That's a little different. Ryan Day can still come back and prove, hey, look, guys, I did it in the NFL. You didn't think I was worthy. I went and proved I can do it in college, and now here I am back. He has a nice little interesting backstory. But again, hear me out. I need you all to put together your team, your coaching staff, so that we can compare, because now remember, when you bring in one, you got other positions that you have to fill out, and everybody's philosophies do not match up.
It's true.
So who you thinking about, JB?
I'll let you all go first. It's Thanksgiving. We're gonna let you go first, Silver.
So you want just head coach, or do you want?
So I'd like GM.
Oh, you're going whole.
I want
okay.
the whole, because you know how it is. A GM can bring in his own head coach. The coach is bringing his own guys. So let's not act like it's all, put into place. Sometimes you bring in your friends, and that's what gets you fired.
Truth. Except if you're with the Bears, because they'll never get rid of you.
Well, they don't have friends either.
They'll just throw you upstairs, and
They don't have people that know football either. They a bunch of
Awesome.
fucking nerds.
This is
That's
also
on you,
true.
Silver. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you got the first one.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, I guess if you don't want to go,
we can let AB go. I got a thing for a second.
So right before I give mine, guys, I want to tell you again, we're having a fan night tonight. If anybody wants, anybody at all, you got any thoughts, anything that you want to talk about, please chime in. I will put the link in the back again. Guys, please jump in and join us because we're having a fan night because we appreciate all you guys and what you've done. We're thankful for you. So, and this is what we're here for, you. So again, thanks, guys. Jump on in and chop it up with us, man. So for me, you want me to start this off? I will.
Kick it off.
I'm going to start it with, you said you wanted a GM first, right?
If you haven't, I know. So everybody
I
doesn't
do.
know who like the hot GMs are because we don't really get into who the assistants are unless you're like really, really reading press reports and stuff like that. So if you don't have a GM, that's fine. But
yeah, I do.
Okay.
My GM is he's getting put on hold because I want a president of football operations before I do anything. So first and foremost, as president of football operations, it's going to be Olin Cruz. It's going to be Olin Cruz. I know
that.
a lot of people, you don't need to go star searching. Olin Cruz is a good dude. It's either him for me or it's a guy like probably Peyton Manning, who, I mean, do you watch Monday Night Football with him? It's insane watching him. He is so critical of everything, and he gets everything that's going on. And he could break off in a whole nother conversation and just come back, and he's like this. Like, he is spot on with everything, and he's harsh on those guys.
Yes.
And that's what they need in that position is somebody who's going to tell you the honest truth and bring it 110% every day. Olin Cruz is a guy that does that just because he flat out intimidates everybody too.
Yeah.
He's gonna make you do it, or he's gonna punch you in the mouth like he like he did when he was playing. You don't want to mess with that guy. Like,
we've heard the
you don't
locker
wanna
room
mess
was always Olin's.
It was, but he ran a tight ship and it helped them win. And that's what we need is a guy that can do that. He doesn't necessarily have to know every single thing about it going in, but he knows how to delegate and he knows how to run a team. He knows how to run a group of men that all want the same thing. So I would say Olin Cruz. You could look at a guy like Louis Riddick too. Those are my three short runs right there. So GM, this is where it's getting a little weird for me because you know how I said that all these coaches have all this power now in the college ranks? Well, I think that the coach should probably be the GM as well and work with the president of football operations. So he's building his team the way he wants it. So again, I'm going to say Ryan Day is actually going to be the head coach, and he's going to have executive power upstairs and basically be the GM and answer to the president of football operations. So he's going to have the same job. We've seen guys like Pete Carroll do it. We've seen guys like Bill Belichick do it. Why not give that a shot? Why not try something different?
We've seen guys like Bill O'Brien do it too.
And here's another weird thing, another super weird thing. I was really thinking about this, So there's been a lot of coaches that have got COVID. That's going to happen. I get that. And then everyone's in a huge uproar about who's going to take over, right? Why doesn't the NFL just instill an assistant head coach who's literally an assistant head coach? Like, he is the right-hand man of the head coach, and he basically, like, whatever the head coach needs off of his plate, he does. Why don't they have that in the NFL?
It's a good question.
They've got coordinators, they've got all position coaches and everything. Why doesn't the head coach have somebody to back him up?
That's an interesting question. I know some people have the title, but it's not a mandated position.
No, it's not. And I was just thinking about this today.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on.
No.
Officer D 175
G-Tarp.
G-Tarp, okay.
G-Tarp says that I would make Ryan Pace president. We don't agree on that, but we'll explain why I don't agree on that. Of Ops, he has done a great job bringing the Bears up to speed on a lot of things like facilities, nutrition, strength, and conditioning, etc. Then get a good GM and coach. So, JB, do you want to open that box up, or do you want me to?
I mean, I can open it up because I'm gonna tell you right now, Pace can get on his namesake on that bus and get the hell out of town. You know what I'm saying? If I want food and nutrition, I'm gonna call Martha Stewart. She can come in and get us straight. I'm not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those are all good, tangible things, but I don't care about.
Look at our injury list and sit here and tell me that physical conditioning is a good job with this team.
Hey,
I've seen him look tired numerous
times. Notice I said food and nutrition. I said shit about that. Every other week, somebody, my toe, my back, neck.
No one ever practices anymore. I mean, come on.
Hey,
well, but
Jake is still
don't even. We'll get to that one later. That's a whole new. I've been fighting about that one too. But okay, so you've pretty much got my layout. I would have, a guy like Olin in there. If you want, somebody that, is under Olin as like a GM type, okay. Get a guy like Louis Riddick in here. Get, one of those type of guys that just can, try to help Olin run the team correctly, and then get Ryan Day under there. And then find Ryan Day, an assistant head coach, a right-hand man that has some NFL experience, maybe even, since Ryan doesn't have enough, according to the world. Get another guy in here, try that out. Just try something different, because what we've been doing for 100 years, it's only worked a couple times, man. Come on.
Well, I like Owen. I mean, I do
love
like
Owen.
The only thing
that's a hell of a pick.
Yeah, but the only thing is, them fucking McCaskies they don't want anybody that's gonna ruffle the feathers. You got a bunch of fucking nerds running the Chicago Bears. I'm talking about these motherfuckers ain't got an athletic bone or knowledge in their body. That's why the damn organization goes to shit. You know what Virginia should have did? She should have made a motherfucking athlete or somebody that knew some shit about some sports. So when she actually had her goddamn kids, they'd be involved in sports and sit up there and know stuff instead of marrying a fucking accountant and all they know is about numbers and being spoiled ass little brats. Because they don't know shit about football at all. Right. And that's why the Bears sit up there and constantly keep looking like shit every year.
And that's what they keep throwing against the wall to see if it sticks.
Change the coaches. But at the end of the day, it's the goddamn McCaskey. She passed it for one dickhead ass little son to another little dickhead ass little son. All these fucking nerds don't know shit.
The problem was that, and this is like a sad story.
Thank you. Exactly, Tony. Was that Tony Chapo?
Yeah, it definitely was Tony. That's why I threw it up. The Bears need football minds in the front office. It's ran too much like a business. That's exactly what I'm saying here, man. And we got another one in here, and this one's like a laundry list. I don't even think I can fit it all on here. It's so much. Oh, wow. I prefer a GM head coach combos that have / are working together. Absolutely agree. Of those three, 6 buff assistant GM, Joe Schoen and Brian Dable, 9. That's a whole lot, man. Pat's
I love his due diligence.
Assistant GM, David Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. That's another name that I've been hearing a lot of lately. We can get to that. He said another one would be would be Byron Leftwich. I can't talk today. I don't know what my deal is. And John Spike Tech, I think that's how you say his name. You got the Baltimore guys. You got Joe Ortiz and Greg Roman. You've got the Dallas guys. I don't want any Dallas guys. I'm not even going to name that one. I'm not a big Dallas Cowboys fan.
I don't want the Nolan.
I don't either. You've got Jeff Ireland. Just a whole bunch of this, a whole bunch of the other ones that we were saying earlier. But
right. Thank you,
Kyle. That's a massive thing to say, man. I absolutely love that.
So let me touch on one of the points he did make. I saw his name in there.
Yeah.
The first thing I would do if I'm really serious about, I'm not hiring no consulting firm and nothing like that. I'm gonna give a call to Ozzie Newsome and say, hey.
Oh yeah, he's a
Could you consult, or do you have a couple of years for that football operations position? If not, who in your stable could you bring to our attention?
Yeah, but he's already done that. Like, I
I'm talking
think you're
about
going to
for
have to
us.
give him more. Like, I
That's
think
fine.
for a guy like Ozzie, you're going to have to give him like 1% of the team.
Hey.
Like, I think that's the only way that
To
you
me,
get him
anything
even
with
near.
that particular person is on the table with
absolutely.
negotiations. We're talking, but that's the first person that I would have contact with. In my head, I'm going. I like what you said about Olin. I think that's a great selection. I like Lewis Riddick for my GM.
Yeah.
I don't want the combination of now because too many times, like a Bill O'Brien, you get personal and you trade DeAndre Hopkins, which was just the dumbest thing you could ever do in life. Like, really, you just need to go away from football forever. Like, don't even coach flag.
Think that there would be like, do you think there would be a rift with Olin and Riddick though? Because if they did that, you know, his boss would be somebody who has zero front office experience, and that could really cause a problem maybe for him. So
possibly, but you kind of if you put Lewis in football operations, yes, he's done the job before, but I need a competent general manager that's going to actually put positions in place that we really need to get taken care of. I don't need another person looking for somebody with back injuries to come and catch lightning in a bottle. That's not the type of general manager I need. I need somebody to identify true talent that's ready to go now, or true talent that we know we can build into something.
Yeah.
I know a lot of it is a crapshoot. That's with everything. But one of those two combinations, depending on who's and what, I like it. For my head coach, I'm either going Ty Bowles or Leslie Frazier. The reason I picked those two is because I know what you guys are saying. Why would you want a defensive-minded head coach? Pump your brakes and listen. I need a defensive-minded head coach so that they can actually get an offensive coordinator and say, look, do your job on offense. I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to micromanage you. I'm not going to step over your toes. None of that. Give me my OC is going to be also my quarterbacks coach is going to be, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I've told you this before. The quarterback whisperer from that took the Colts to the Super Bowl when they lost to the Saints.
I can't remember that. I can't remember that. That's so long ago. I barely remember what.
He also was the head coach of the Lions.
Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell. Thank you.
That's the one I was thinking of too, actually.
So I would have Jim Caldwell as my quarterbacks, as my OC and quarterbacks coach. Some kind of way, yes, I'm pulling out history. Give me Rex Ryan as my D coordinator. Hey, come on, follow in your father's footsteps, get us back right.
I don't think you'll get him. I don't think.
I'm just saying, but that's the type of people.
That's your dream scenario, though.
Because to me, Leslie and Todd, both defensive backs, both high-level defensive backs, plus what Rex Ryan does on the front end is like a perfect marriage. It's a perfect marriage. And neither one of them are going to bother the offense. So you don't have to worry about a Nagy saying, nope, I don't like this play. I got a better play. Or I don't want you to do this because I want to feature blah, blah, blah. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Right? And for special teams, give Dave Toll whatever he wants to come back.
You know what? I've actually wondered sometimes, why can't you make Dave Tobe the head coach?
They had an opportunity.
They did.
But I felt at that time they didn't think a special teams coordinator was head coach material. And I'm like, have you seen John Harbaugh?
John Harbaugh. Like, if you really look at special teams guys,
Chris Tabor.
Chris Tabor's another,
that's what we got now. I mean,
that was what I said. He lost his first game.
But the special teams coordinator is the guy that literally is probably the only coach that speaks to every player on the team. Like, he has meetings with everybody.
Well, wasn't Bill Belichick a special teams coordinator?
I think you're right.
He was a defensive coordinator, I know in Cleveland, but in the Giants, he might have been special teams when he was with Bill Parcells.
I think you're right. Hang on, I'm gonna look that one up.
But now we going way back. We're going to the Giants.
Yeah.
Way back. But that's my all-star team, because I feel you need people at a position so that they can focus on what the Bears really need. Our DB positions are terrible right now. We need help. Our
He
defense doesn't have the
was
identity.
a defensive assistant and he was a special teams coach whenever he was with the Giants. So yes,
Okay.
he did both.
Well, see, if I'm the GM, I'm gonna run it like this. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have an interview. We're gonna have some dinner at one of these Chicago fine steakhouses.
Chicago Cup.
I like it. We can go to Maestro's. We can go to Gibson's. You know, we can go wherever. You know, Maple and Ash, or Ash and Maple, whatever it's called. And I'm going to sit down and I want to talk to them and I want to see exactly if it's a defensive coordinator, who you going to bring in offensively? Who's going to be that guy? Because my most important player on my team is my quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He is the most important. So I need to know who you're going to bring in that's going to sit up there and get this kid to the level that we all know that he can be. You know, we all know that he can be elite. Pro Bowler, multiple time Pro Bowler. We all know this. I need him to bring in some type of offensive mind that's going to sit up there and do it. Even if that means that he got to throw, if we got to throw, first of all, we got to spend money. That's what it really boils down to. We got to
there's no cap with NFL coaching, right?
Yeah,
there isn't.
You can
No, there's
spend
not.
whatever you want. And
Right.
that's something that I don't understand because it seems like the NFL salaries for all coaches haven't went up a whole lot, but everything else is going up. Like the players make.
Yeah,
But remember too, it depended on the coach though, because remember we all batted our eyes when John Gruden got them $10 million. We were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What was it, 10 million,
What do we
10
think
years or
about
something
Brian
like that?
Dable?
Brian Dable, we like Brian Dable.
I like Brian Dable.
But
now,
you
tell
know,
me this: would you?
He's on a short list. 100%. Yeah.
I would sit up there if I was them. I would offer him more money if I wanted him to be assistant. If I had a head coach already in mind, if I wanted him to be the assistant to run that offense, I would offer him more money than any offensive coordinator in the NFL.
You got to pay him all.
But wait, he can't. If his contract is up, yes, but if not, he cannot leave his franchise to make a lateral move. He can only break his contract to become a head to go up.
Which
So he would have to become a head coach.
So that's a whole new issue. Because if you're bringing in Dable, who are you bringing in with Dable? That's a whole
and
new
that's
cast.
what I'm saying. Like, even if you hire him as the head coach, who you bringing in as the defensive coordinator? Because no matter how great your offense is, you need a defense.
I mean, but we all have to realize one thing in this. No matter who they pick as the head coach is going to bring in his assistants and his guys. You're not going to get a lot of these dream scenarios where you get, like all these ex NFL coaches all over, sprinkled all over your team. You're going to have, if they bring in a guy like a Dable, he's probably going to bring in a bunch of his position guys, stuff like that. He's not going to go out and find another ex head coach because a lot of those guys got pride, man, and they don't want somebody who's going to come in and not going to run things the way they want to run it. That's why they bring people underneath. Yeah,
think of the Rams, both sets of Rams.
Yeah.
Just most recently, they brought in Wade Phillips, and that wasn't Sean McVay's pick. That was the GM. Like, no, this is going to be your defensive coordinator. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So it has been done before, and it has garnered success. I'll go back to the old Rams. If you remember Dick Vermeil didn't pick Lovie Smith, and he damn sure didn't pick Mike Marks. They were given to him.
Leave that one on.
So we've seen this. We've seen this scenario before. I understand that. Yeah. So let me go back. Lovie Smith right now is probably our best Bears coach today, right?
Yeah.
But who said that? Move to Nebraska? That's crazy.
So apparently, our buddy Kyle here said move.
Nickelback, not Nebraska.
He said Nickelback, but of course Terrence is lurking back in the back, and he said Nebraska. I just thought it was funny.
That's hilarious. That really is.
We'll get to Vildor later because
But
gross.
Let me get back on track.
Yeah.
But one of Lovey's downfalls was he kept hiring friends to be offensive coordinators. Yeah. And he was running through them like underwear. And that's not the way to be, because now, although, yes, you may be loyal to somebody that put you on, at a certain time, it's like, hey, Lovey, I'm going to tap you on your shoulder once. Tap you on your shoulder twice. If I tap you on the third time, I need the keys.
Yep.
So, let's get away from that. It's nothing wrong. I'll tell you right now. I was listening to NFL Live a couple of weeks ago. Rex Ryan said, not NFL Live, what's the one in the morning? Whatever the one in the morning is. We're not going to plug
Good Morning Football?
No.
Whatever it was. But
the ESPN one is Greeny. It's I think it's called Get Up.
Yeah,
that one.
He said he has no desire to coach in the NFL. Well, I take that back. If one team calls me, you know what the team was? The Kansas City Chiefs.
That was Chicago.
It'd be stupid not to.
So if Andy Reid called this man and was like, hey, look.
Yeah, let's go win a championship.
Look, I'm coming.
Yeah, but he knows he's going to win a championship with him. Like,
I'm saying, I agree with you, but you don't know what a person's response or how they're feeling at that time unless you ask the question. If you propose it to him like, hey, look, man, we ain't been nothing since your father, God rest his soul, and you have a chance to cement yourself in your father's legacy and help us out and go down to Bears Lord. Hey, we remember when you was on the sideline, you and your twin brother just kicking towels and ball and stuff. We remember that. Come on back. Make it worth his while. Put an extra $1 million in his pocket. Get him the double oven in his kitchen if he wants it. Make it work. You know what I'm saying? Make it work. But don't sit up here and don't give me no retread because he cheap. I get Sean Desai, but you know what? I'm sorry. I've seen enough of Sean Desai already. I think he's probably a great mind. I think this is a little bit too much for him. He needs to go to a place where he's allowed to build his defense. Not a defense that's already put in place to win now.
He doesn't have the
Do
personality.
you think Vic could come back if they fire?
Who?
If he gets a head coaching job, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
He'd have to be the head coach. There's no
way
way
he wouldn't come here to be a coordinator. Absolutely
not. No way.
No.
Head coach only. So if you want to go down that road, then you get Vic Fangio, and then you got to bring in a whole offensive staff again. So then you're.
And then the Bears would be admitting they were wrong.
Yeah.
For letting him go in the first place, and that's how
they wouldn't. Well, I mean, the only reason why I say that is because a lot of coaches, when they first when they get fired, they end up going back to a coordinating position in order to sit up there and build that report.
Oh, absolutely. We see it right now with Lovie Smith in Houston.
I mean, shit, we seeing it right now in Todd Bowles. Even though I like Todd Bowles, and I was talking to a friend today, and I was telling them, they were talking about, well, Todd Bowles ain't do nothing in New York with the Jets. I said, first of all, anybody that takes the fucking Jets job got to be a fucking lunatic anyway, because that organization is ran terribly. They don't
only
even
32 of those jobs, though.
fix it. Yeah, what he had, like 2 years, if that.
He only had 2 years, but one of those years wasn't he like 8 and 8 or 9 and 7?
Wasn't even that bad. Like.
Right. And he had Jamal, like that defense was playing ball. He had Jamal Adams. That defense was
they
nice.
didn't give him. They never gave him a chance. It's crazy.
He has Sam Darnold too.
But see, I find it racial because it's like black quarterbacks, black coaches. We don't get a chance to sit up there and to really prove ourselves. We don't have the leash that white coaches or white quarterbacks have. Like, who's the quarterback that, Jesus Christ, the man been a damn backup his whole damn life, and I think he's gone and made like $85 million.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
You're talking about the Bears.
You talking about Mike Glennon?
No.
He's talking about Chase Daniels.
Yeah, Chase Daniels.
Oh, Chase Daniels, yeah.
Been a damn backup, Missouri-ass quarterback, been a backup his whole damn life, and he's going to make like $85 million. That's ridiculous.
Well, what about RG3? Didn't RG3 bounce around and make quite a bit of money?
I don't know how much he made, but I don't know how
much he made either. He ain't made nothing. And to tell you the truth, honestly, he hasn't really gotten a chance to start.
And I thought he only went to 2 teams, right? He went to Cleveland and then went to Baltimore.
He went to
right?
Baltimore, I know.
Yeah.
I thought he was playing with somebody. No, I'm thinking of Geno Smith. Geno Smith is the backup.
Man, he hasn't made
Seattle.
They haven't. If you probably look at Geno Smith's net worth, it's probably about $20 million.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you who's making that relevant right now is Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
but that's because Joe Flacco signed that big dumb contract years ago. So yeah, he's gonna make it, and he was actually.
But I digress, Chris.
Huh?
Who else do you have? Who else do you have? You didn't give us your squad yet.
I would like a guy like a Todd Bowles. I would like Brian Dable. I'm not too sold on Kellen Mond. Is that his name? Kellen Moore?
Kellen Moore is the assistant for Dallas, former Boise State coach.
Yeah, Mond is the backup for the Vikings.
Yeah. He's the backup quarterback.
Yeah. So, who else would I like? Leftwich would be a nice person. Who else would be a good candidate?
The only thing about Leftwich that like really bugs me.
I don't want what's his name over there in Kansas City.
I mean, they're not going to pick back-to-back Kansas City guys.
I mean, this is my thing with Kansas City guys. It's beginning to show that Andy Reid tree is really Andy Reid doing all this, because you look at Doug Henderson, he lucked up into a Super Bowl, but then like what? Maybe 2 years, if that, he's fired. You haven't heard from him. You know, Matt Nagy's not making it looking any better. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Eric Bieniemy, he's looking good, but people don't actually believe that he's the one that's sitting up there calling the offense. And tell the truth, I'm not a real fan of that offense anyway.
I don't even really think that we need somebody who can just like, who's a good play caller. Like, that's something that it just keeps getting overlooked, is that everyone's like, oh, he's a great play caller. He's done that.
That's what the NFL, they
what I want is my head coach.
Sean McVay thing.
I want a head coach who can run a team, who can delegate and run a team properly, not just someone who can call plays. Yeah, that's a great part of it.
And develop.
I want a developing coach for once. Thank you, JB, for saying it. We need somebody who can actually get down with these guys and teach them some real things. What has Matt Nagy, like, of everyone of this team, what have you seen anybody really, from the start of his whole career and now, has he developed anyone on the Bears? I haven't seen anyone on the Bears actually get better, besides, Justin Fields is incrementally getting better.
I'll say Monty, but Monty did that on his own.
I think Monty just came in that way. He got better in spite of Nagy.
Like, right, but remember he came in and changed his body. He changed his body. He got faster.
No,
he did that on his own.
Exactly. That's my point. Like, Nagy didn't make him better. Like, they all did that in spite of Nagy, and they're still doing it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we need a coach that can do differently. A coach who can come in here and really start teaching these young kids how to play football the correct way, and, try to take them somewhere, because it's just not working with what we have. And Silverman, I got to say, like, the Byron Leftwich one, that one kind of bugs me, because would you have said that before Tom Brady got there? Because he was there coaching that before that. He had a Jameis Winston who threw for 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. But he didn't develop him. But then he goes to the Saints and he starts looking a little better, and then he gets hurt, right? So Sean Payton can, but I don't know if really Byron Leftwich can really develop anybody, because he just got handed the golden ticket and he ran with it.
No, I mean, the one thing about Byron Leftwich, and the reason why I sit up there and say that, is because he's not the guy that threw the 30-something interceptions.
True.
That was all Jameson. After we seen in New Orleans, he's gotten probably a little bit better.
He's a little better. But so then why didn't they try to develop it a little bit more towards his strengths, instead of making him do something that he didn't necessarily be able to do? Isn't somebody doing that in Chicago right now? It's the same kind of thing.
They are. But remember with Jameis came a lot of excuses, like, oh, he had to get LASIK and he was colorblind. Yeah. And it was so many other things. But so, and I'll play devil's advocate. I throw for 5,000 yards. I got 34 touchdowns, 30 interceptions.
Yeah.
Let's say 5 of those, let's say 10 on the high side. Let's say 10 of those interceptions weren't my fault. Tip balls, blah, 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 blah. So now we're down to 20, right?
Yeah.
If I throw 6 less interceptions and turn those into touchdowns, I'm looking at 40 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. Does that change your perception?
That's an if, though.
Well, I'm just saying. But does that?
This isn't horseshoes. Like,
it's not. But I'm gonna
always
say
been the thing about Byron. I mean, not Byron Leftwich, but Jameis Winston. He's always been this gunslinger. Everybody, he's one of those quarterbacks that really are in love with their arm and they think they can make any throw fit into any window.
He's Brett Favre.
Except he's not as good.
He got the gunslinger part back, but he don't have the winning part.
So, but you think a guy like Sean Payton would bring out the gunslinger, like that whole offense. He wasn't even passing the ball for that much when he was playing with them. And that's what really bugs me is that I think they were just making him try to sling the ball whenever he shouldn't be slinging the ball like that. He had Mike Evans and he had Godwin. Those are two at least top 10 guys.
So tell me this, would you welcome Sean Payton?
Oh, 110%.
I would.
He's my number one. Yeah. He's my number one over all of them.
And I'll tell you a little secret.
By far. I don't think you're prying him away, though.
You're not, but I'll tell you another little Eastern Illinois guy. Guy. Loves Tony Romo. That could be something down the line. I don't know. I heard a little birdie say that Mike Tomlin is a little
yeah, I've heard that too.
A little upset.
I'll take Mike.
I would take Mike Tomlin in a minute.
I'm just
I would take Mike Tomlin in a minute. In a heartbeat.
What about because something's about to happen. Something's about to give over there in Seattle.
I don't want Pete.
About to go.
I don't
Pete
want
Carroll
Pete.
about to go.
I don't want Pete.
I don't want Pete Carroll because he's literally 175 years old.
That is true.
I don't need a guy that old running my organization. He needs to take a step back, not a lateral step. He needs to go backwards, if anything. He needs to start doing TV or something. I mean, I'm not saying he can't coach because he obviously can, but we're in a rebuilding process that's going to take, we're probably signing a coach for 5 to 6 years easy.
You know why I don't want Pete Carroll?
You know what? I don't think that we really rebuilding. I mean, because when you sit up there and you look at it, offensively,
rebuild or retool, Kurtz. Rebuild or retool.
We retooling because look at our offense.
So I'd rather rebuild. I don't want to retool.
What do you have on offense that you want to retool that you want to build with?
All right, so first of all we got Montgomery.
Yeah,
he's
got 1 year left on his deal after this year. So are you paying him big money?
They're not really. He's not going
to stay anyway.
It's sort of like a gift and a curse. I mean, it's sort of like a gift because at the same time, unfortunately, dealing with Nagy, he hasn't been as productive as we know that he could be if he was getting those type of carries, which would actually bring up his cost.
Yeah.
So that's going to be low. He's not going to get paid like a top 5 running back in the league. Because some people don't even have him as a top 10 running back.
But I think he will because he's one of those that gets 1,000 yards on the least carries.
In spite of Nagy.
But when you break it down to negotiation, how many years has he had 1,000 yards?
Twice.
No, once.
You sure about that?
I thought he had it twice.
He came close.
I think he's right. Yeah, I think he missed it
So
by
just
He only
year
had
was
it
like
last
9 and some
year.
change.
Last year was his first 1,000-yard season. He's not going to make it this year.
So as I've said, the 1 year was 9 and some change.
Or 7 and some change. 9 or 7 and some change.
Hang on, let me find that. So
this is third year.
He had 889 yards his first year. He had 1,070 last year, and he's got 476 this year.
Yeah, we know he's not going to make it this year, but that was a good rookie campaign, especially again, not running the ball.
Right. But that's what I'm sitting up there saying. The thing is this, and this is why I say that he's not going to get paid as a top 5 back, is because for one, they haven't been able to sit up there and showcase him as a top 5 back. They don't really get a chance to throw him out to the flat. He doesn't really get all those carries with this Nagy offense. You know what I'm saying? So these are all
somebody's going to see that in him. And the analytics guys aren't necessarily just looking at the fact that, he's either rushed for 1,000 or not. Analytics guys are looking at his yards per carry.
And what he could do if he had got more carries.
And another point that you actually helped my case, because I would look at it as, well, guess what? He doesn't have as many miles on him. So he could probably go longer.
Yeah,
so
right.
I would say no. I still think he's going to get paid top 5 money. Now, I'm not saying top, but maybe that 4 to 5 range. I think he's right around there.
I think he's probably gonna get like because you look at what's the top 5 backs in the NFL right now?
Top 5 in the NFL right now.
Wait, money wise or production wise?
No, just production wise.
Henry,
well, obviously Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara.
You got Kamara. After that,
Zeke.
it's the boy.
You gotta
from,
have Zeke in there.
We got 2 in our division.
The guy from the Colts.
Dalvin Cook. Oh, and Jonathan Taylor. Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor. You got Jonathan Taylor. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got
he already got paid.
Right? Oh yeah. Alex said Mixon. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Joe Mixon.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So you look at those guys, and if we were to do a poll, outside of Chicago, you would not see David Montgomery.
But you made a loaded question, Chris, because I thought you were talking about money.
Even
not the top 5 running backs,
because it's gonna have to come down to money. It's gonna have to come down to it.
But see, remember though, when you want to get paid, if you want to get paid off the average of the top 5, that's skewed because look how much McCaffrey already made on his contract. Derrick Henry, I think, just got tons of money. Zeke last year got tons of money. So when you go and he's like, well, I want something based upon the average of the top 5. That's the thing, though.
He's not gonna get it.
So
he's not getting showcased where he can. Where people
answer your own question. Answer your own question. Is Saquon Barkley top 5?
Is Saquon? No,
because he's up for contract next year, right?
Yeah, but the only thing about the reason why Saquon ain't top 5 is because Saquon has been hurt. If he never tore that ACL, Saquon has to be top 5.
I agree 100%. He's honestly, and we didn't bring up the actual best Christian McCaffrey. It's the name we didn't even.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, but that's what I was like. That's why I asked him: was it top 5 production or top 5 money? Because he's already got the most money. He's the highest paid running back.
But that's why I'm sitting up there saying he's not gonna. When you're looking at those guys, you're gonna look at production because that's how you get paid. You get paid off of your production. So they're not gonna give him like that because he hasn't been producing, unfortunately, the way those guys have been producing.
Because he hasn't been given the opportunity.
Exactly, really but that's why they're not gonna sit up there and do it. They're not gonna pay him top 5 money just off of potential. Now you may get drafted in the top 5 off of potential, but you ain't gonna sit up there and make money.
I'll say this. If Monty stays with us and takes anywhere from 7 to 12, I would be happy.
Yeah, he's probably gonna take more closer to 7 than he will 12.
I'm just saying because I like the 1-2 punch of David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert.
And then that's another thing that I'm sitting up there talking about because they will end up pulling that move because I hear everybody talking about this Khalil Herbert thing. I like Khalil Herbert. Don't get me wrong. I do. But he is not Monty. He is not. He can't break the tackles. He damn sure
did you see what Alex just said?
Yeah, I saw that.
Joe Mixon gets 8, and he's going to get 9 next year. So we're not that far off if money's between 7 and 12. We're not.
Yeah, he's not. But this is the thing. He's not going to get Joe Mixon money.
I think he's better than Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon is pretty good.
Right now, as far as production, he's not a better receiving back than Joe Mixon is. He's a better runner, but he's not a better receiver.
And what if I told you that Montgomery and Herbert, one of them has 113 attempts for 476 yards, 4.2 yards a click. The other one has 90 with 373 yards and 4.1 yards a click. That's the difference, is point difference right now.
They're pretty much the same guy.
He's got less attempts.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many people that are screaming about trading Montgomery, but I would never trade Montgomery.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
There are people out there that are wanting to dump him next year because they know that they got to pay him after that. That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
So again, I like what Alex just said with the new regime coming in as well. So let's go draft. Let's move on to draft. We are stuck in neutral this draft. A second, a third. I want to say, what is it? A 2/5, a second, 2/3, and 2/5,
and a 6. I think
6 is in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the 6 from Miami for Jakeem Grant?
Oh, we gave up that. Yeah, that's right. We don't have a
We
sixth.
got 5 draft picks.
I think it's a 7th.
I thought we got something back in a 6th-round pick for something.
We traded a 6th-round pick and we got
for
Grant.
Argentine, but I thought we got a 6th-round pick for is it a compensatory pick or something? We got something.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. But here's another point is that you've got guys like Hicks leaving for sure. He's gone. That's a compensatory.
This is his last year, right?
Yeah.
So we get that.
Out. So that's a compensatory. I mean, it's probably like a 6th or 5th, maybe. So there's another pick right there.
Do you get the pick for hiring a minority coach again?
I don't think they do that. No.
Yes, they do. Actually, I think they upped it now.
Because that used to be like a 6th, right? 6th or 5th?
Yeah, I think they upped it now.
Well, then we need to get on that right now. If there's any way, we got to go.
I'm just trying to wonder because right now our draft capital is very low. Our draft capital, fellas, is
like
really
if you're
low.
a coach, I think it's like probably like you said, like a 6th or 5th. I think if it's a person in the front office, it gets higher.
So what if we just went to a HBCU and just draft and we just took their whole coaching staff? Could we just get a whole draft or what? I'd be okay with that. Just
okay,
let's go
that's
get
what it
Dion.
was. We got a 7th for Miller? That's it?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Anthony Miller, the receiver?
Yep.
Thank you, John Dorn, man. We appreciate you checking in.
They're lucky we got that.
Oh.
Yeah.
We did?
We don't have
forgot
shit.
about Nick Chubb.
We did. Yeah, we did. And
that's what I'm sitting up there saying. He's not gonna. I'm like, it's good for the Bears because we know what he can be.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's not gonna get that pub because he's not getting showcased like that.
Hopefully next year he will. Hopefully next year he can get 20 carries a game. That would be nice.
We never really got the rest of your list. So what are you building with this offense? You said Monty, so that's 1 year. And
you got Monty.
You're going to re-sign Monty, right?
You re-sign Monty. Another thing that I would sit up there and do, because you were talking about your boy, Olin Kreutz.
Yeah.
Olin Kreutz came out and said that if James Daniels was to move to center, he would be a perennial Pro Bowler there. He said the only thing with James Daniels is that he's not familiar or he's not really comfortable with calling out the different blitzes and the different protections.
Yeah.
So you still got him. People got to remember, he was the youngest guy in his draft class. I don't know.
He's only like 24 now.
He's 24, and he's going to be on – this is his last year, too. So you got to re-sign that kid.
Yeah, exactly. So you re-sign him. He's still young. Then you still got your ends and Bourne, who I think is going to be a very good tackle. And then you still got to see what you got in Tevin Jenkins. If Tevin Jenkins pops, then now you basically solidify right there on the line. That takes care of a lot because you got
need to find a center.
Huh?
You need a center.
If you're gonna move, that's when you work on them.
Then you need a left guard. You're either going to need a guard or center. No matter what, you need a guard.
You're gonna have to sit up there and get a guard or center. There's nothing to it. I mean,
there's nothing to it. There's a lot to it.
I mean, do we give Alex Bars that now?
You could give Alex Bars that.
No.
Nope. You could sit up there. You can move Fetty in there, or you can draft the guy in the later rounds with a guard.
No, not that either. That's the problem right there, Silver. No, hang on. There are too many times where we have drafted a late round freaking offensive lineman, and it's killed us, man. Leno, the human walrus, the human freaking speed bump, as our buddy Phil calls it.
But you're drafting them at positions, man. But the thing is, the reason why it's failing is because you're drafting them at positions that you really, really need. Yeah,
and you really need an offensive lineman. You can't try to
get an offensive tackle.
You got to have
a book in a left tackle in the later rounds. You can't try to get a right tackle in the later rounds. You need those guys
in the
first 3 rounds.
The only thing you're getting in late rounds is special teams guys. That's literally, or a running back. Other than that, I don't draft out of five and up that's okay. Anything less than a 5th round, a 6th or 7th round pick,
Yeah.
I am not drafting an offensive lineman.
Yeah,
I'm
when
drafting
I'm
special
talking
team
about
guys. I'm drafting running backs. That's it.
Yeah, when I'm talking about getting a guy in the later rounds, I'm not talking about in the dead end. You know,
Well,
I'm
I
talking
just
about
had to ask.
probably in like the 4th or the 5th round, not in the 7th.
You
where
can definitely
get,
find guys.
What's his name? Pig Simmons.
Simmons.
Yeah.
The notorious P.I.G.
Hey, look.
So I had something just run across our message table here that I've been thinking a lot about, and it's something I brought up to Lance Briggs. You could trade Khalil Mack and get a heck of a lot. Yes, you can.
He agreed. He agreed with us.
So
he agreed with us.
What I asked Lance Briggs was this: I said, next year after June 1st, you can trade Mack, you can trade Eddie Jackson, and you can trade Robert Quinn, and you can get back, I think it was $84 million for the next 3 seasons, just for 3 guys. You can get all that money back, plus you can get all the draft picks that you get with them and rebuild your entire team and have salary to fill in holes and build around Justin. Why would you not want to do that?
Well, Lance said don't.
This is my thing, and I understand it.
Quinn.
You playing a very dangerous game.
Why?
You playing because my thing is this:
we're going to rebuild.
Mac is
rebuilding.
We don't really have to rebuild. We can rebuild.
We're one of the worst teams in the league. Why don't we have to rebuild?
We actually not.
We might win 6 games, maybe 7.
And tell me this.
That's what we said at the beginning, AB.
In the 6 games, how many
never
is
even
that
got
based
back
on
to
the
that.
players that we got, or is it based on the coaching that we have?
It's both. It's personnel and
I don't think
it's
it's
coaching.
really personnel. I think it's
That
more so the
offense is
coaching.
huge.
Because
Hey,
our last 4 games.
Chris, the personnel as far as on the backside defensively,
it's garbage.
Terrible.
You have to redo the entire secondary.
Terrible.
Where are you going to afford that?
This is the thing. I'm not
easy.
Eddie looks bad, but what does Eddie don't have?
Alex.
What does Eddie don't have?
What does Eddie not have?
Yeah.
Any drive anymore because he got paid?
No, Eddie doesn't have that strong safety. They keep trying to sit up there and make him the strong safety.
Neither does Jamal Adams, but Jamal Adams is going to make the Pro Bowl, right? He doesn't have another safety by him. Look at Tyrann Mathieu. The Chiefs' other side is hot garbage, but you got Tyrann Mathieu. Holds it down on that end, no problem. Still gets paid.
Well, remember, it's Daniel Sorensen.
We know Eddie can't tackle.
So why would you want to keep him?
Hey, look.
We know that Eddie can't tackle. He's not the best tackle, but what he is a playmaking safety.
When's the last time he's made a play?
If he plays his natural position.
You asked a question. You said, what doesn't Eddie have?
That's not him.
So you don't have another safety to
what doesn't Eddie have?
He doesn't have a strong safety.
No.
He shouldn't.
He's 10-man. He doesn't have a heart.
You don't have a heart, man.
That's what he is.
Got paid. He got paid.
He got paid, and his heart went to the bank.
I believe that he's gone and definitely lost some of his luster as far as for playing.
He told Kendall Vildor in the offseason when they were at minicamp, they got it on video.
Oh, yeah.
Of him saying not to worry about tackling,
not about tackling,
but go make plays. Guy has made 1 play this year whenever he stripped that ball out in Cincinnati. That's the only play he's made this year.
And like I said before, if you sit up there and you get rid of Matt,
thank you, CJ.
You get rid of Matt.
Well, look, there it is.
That
CJ just kind of put it in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to come back from that. But someone's gonna take that, and you know how much money comes off the board for that? It's a lot, man. It's a lot. You guys
gotta realize. Okay, so tell me this. Y'all talking about rebuilding this squad, right?
Absolutely.
So how many years are you talking about rebuilding?
They will be winners in 3 years from right now.
3 years.
So next year, you'll start building that team. You'll start developing Justin a little more, right?
Contract be up?
2 years.
He's a first-round pick. He's a first-round pick, so he's got 5 years on that.
Yeah, because he's got an option.
They're going to pick up the option for year 5. So by not next season, the year after, he should start making some real noise. The 4th year, that's when I expect them to really pick up and they can pick up the option for the 5th year. So that gives you a 2-year window right there just to win.
They're gonna
right
look to if he does what we think that he's capable of, that 4th year, they're gonna sit up there and they're gonna be trying to sign him to a big time ass contract. They're not gonna wait till the 5th year to pick up the option.
No, I don't think
waiting up the 5th year. All you doing is picking up his 5th year money. That's just like doing what they did with Mitchell Trubisky. They just picking it up. That means that after that season, he can become a free
They didn't
agent.
pick up Mitch's 5th year.
But remember, I like that,
Mitch's
Tony. I like that, Tony. Is he a free
Brandon
agent this
Sherritt.
year?
I don't know. I'll have to
From
look.
Detroit?
If he is, that's a great pickup.
That's a hell of a pickup.
I like their center too.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. You can get those type of guys, and he's not
Chris,
Not if you're paying everybody.
But you can't pay. You don't have enough money to pay.
The Bears
everybody.
are only going to get $30 million added cap, and
I thought it was $50 million.
No, that would be their total.
Their total. So the NFL salary cap level is supposed to go up $30 million, and you got to pay Roquan $100 million.
Look, I was going to say it's 30 because 20 of them is going to Roquan.
20's got to go to Roquan. 5-year, $20 million a year deal. You've got to pay him 20 right there. So that's that off the board. I mean, I could go down this whole list. So I'm on
Roquan. Who else are you playing?
So
you have to pay Daniels as well.
You got to pay Daniels. You're not paying Allen Robinson.
How much you think Daniels gonna get a year?
James Daniels?
I
think he will get. Hang on, I can tell you the exact number. I think he's gonna get. I think he's gonna get around $8 million, maybe $7 million, kind of like a Cody Whitehair deal. Okay. That's what I think.
That's
change
good.
That if he gets.
That's damn good. That's a team friendly deal for.
That is, but change it if he gets moved to center permanently.
Huh?
That number could change if he gets moved to center permanently.
I don't think it's going to change even if he get moved to center permanently. He hasn't played it enough.
He hasn't played enough. Yes, he has shown some good signs, but he's also had some bad signs as well. So he's going to take a more
and he's been hurt.
A more team-friendly deal. I think it's like a Cody Whitehair type deal where he might start off at like $5 or $6 million, and then it's just
escalators
incrementally go up every year.
So who else you got to pay now?
Who else do you have to pay besides that? Well, I can tell you. That's it for me. I mean,
anybody of substance, because
I'm not paying Allen Robinson.
You're not paying Allen.
Obviously gone. That's what I'm saying.
Obviously, Peters is gone.
You got money because there's nobody else to sit up there and pay. Now, I'm not opposed to trading Khalil Mack. My thing is this: if you're trading Khalil Mack, you better damn sure get something nice for him, because this the thing. You're gonna have to sit up there and replace him. And even though we sit up there and we talk about them sack numbers, we know with a guy like that is more than fucking sack numbers. He sets the edge. He's great at run defense. He's a killer on sitting up there rushing the passer. These are all things that you're going to sit up there and need. You get rid of him, and then you losing Hicks too? Shit, that damn line went from sugar to shit real fast.
That line's not sugar right now, man. That
did Bilal sign?
Robert Quinn over there.
Do we lose Bilal too?
Bilal, yes, you're right. You're 100% right.
And
yeah,
you don't even know. And this is the way Bilal's playing. Are you going to really
probably not
try to play him?
Well, you asked me who else we were losing, so I'm thinking like positions that we would have to fill.
Yeah. And that's what I'm sitting up there saying. If you're trading these guys, you're going to have to sit up there, and more than likely, you're going to have to look in the draft and see, damn, who do we can possibly get, especially in this. I don't really see too many. Well, first of all, we ain't got a first round pick this damn pick any goddamn way. Nope. So we ain't got to even worry about sitting up there looking at a guy like an Aiden Hutchinson, or old boy from Oregon, or what's that other cat? I forgot the other guy's name. We don't even have to worry about them because those guys are going to be gone.
Are you talking about the safety from Oregon?
No. Thibodeau, whatever his name is, the defensive end.
Oh. Okay.
Dabu, or whatever his name is. You know, he got one of them French names.
I know the guy you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
I thought it was like Rideau or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. But no, like, so you could trade Mac. You're not going to keep Bilal. You've got, just like Alex said here in the chat, You've got Blackson.
Angelo Blackson. You got Travis Gibson.
Mario
you got Mario Edwards.
As long as Mario can stop talking
You know something?
shit to everybody.
So tell me this: what have those guys since Mac's been out? Because he's been out for what, like 3 or 4 weeks now, 3 or 4 games. What has them guys gone and showed you?
The same thing that Mac's showing me on the bench. Nothing.
I like what Eddie's trying to do, but
those kids haven't got the playing time. Like they still got to develop. Like a guy like
this is their audition. This is their audition right now. Now Mario Edwards, if he can keep his head on straight, I think he can be a player.
He can. He's got potential.
But you cannot keep getting personal fouls on 3rd and 20s and giving these guys the ball right back. When he got to stop that.
We talked about Robert Quinn, Alex. Don't worry. We ain't hating on you, brother. Don't worry.
Nah, we ain't talking about Quinn.
I did talk about trading him too.
I do like Angelo Blackson, but I like my guy Tonga first. I like Tonga better.
Tonga's going to be playing defensive tackle. And then this is another thing that
we forgot about. Like I said.
We forgot about Eddie.
No, I said Eddie.
Really want to sit up there and play?
Eddie Goldman.
But now it depends. Now, hold on. Like I said. It depends on what scheme you run, because in a traditional scheme, you can actually have Tonga and Goldman at tackle at the same time.
It's like Alex said.
Yep. But in this 3-4, now you're kicking Goldman over to a Calais Campbell / hybrid tackle end position, which hasn't been proven any success. So why keep putting him in a position that he's not good at? Go back to the old 3 technique and let's see what he can do.
See what he does at the 3. Yeah.
Hell, the Rams looked pretty good when they had Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh together. Yeah. It can work.
Yeah, and I think Tampa does that a little bit with Vita Vea and Suh.
What do you think you're gonna get with Khalil Mack? What you think you're gonna get if you trade him?
It depends on who you trade him to. Like if you can fleece the Rams like Denver did with Von Miller, you might be able to get some hits back. But again, you're not trading him this year because
all they gave away was the 2nd and 3rd. I'm not giving.
And that's exactly what I think you're going to get. I actually heard
we're not getting multiple first rounds for Khalil Mack coming off.
Oh, I know we're not getting that, but we should at least get one.
Yeah. So I heard a little birdie again said that this past offseason, the Raiders actually called the Bears back because they wanted to get Mack back. And the reason that they didn't make the trade is because they wouldn't give them a first. They were giving them seconds and thirds. I think that's the high value right now. And off of a foot injury, you're probably looking at a 3rd round pick. Maybe you can squeeze in a 5th. Maybe. That's probably what you're getting. But you're getting like $14 to $16 million back that you can spend on players to help fill the offense, because that's what we're about. We're stopping worrying about defense.
You're talking about the 14, 16 million. That's probably enough to just hopefully get you maybe a low class number 1 receiver.
I mean, I'm more worried about getting that line set. That's the first thing I'm worried about, because if I'm not able to keep my quarterback right, he's not going to make anybody looking good. All those guys running routes aren't going to be getting balls if Justin's running for his life. Right. You have to do the opposite of what Seattle did with Russell Wilson. You can't just throw out whatever offensive line you can, think of and muster some stuff up. You can't do what the Texans did with Watson, where he was running for his damn life all the time, was leading the league in sacks all the time, and still trying to put up good numbers. Whenever they got him a real tackle, a real line, that's when they started going to the playoffs. That's when they were getting better. Yes, he did have Hopkins, all-world guy, but they built a line around him. That's what you have to start with the line. You've got to make sure that these guys are the right fit. I think our line
will be okay.
But we have a big question right now about Tevin Jenkins. So if you've got Tevin Jenkins coming back,
we shouldn't even talk about him yet, because
he's essentially a rookie next year.
He's a rookie next year, so we're gonna see what he can really do. Yeah. But the jury is always going to be out until he plays his first snap.
Yeah, absolutely. And
he hasn't even been hit in the mouth yet.
I do think he's going to be good, but his problem might be,
But he might not even be. But AD, he might not even be left tackle.
No, he's right.
Could be the left tackle, and Tevin could be the right.
That's 100% what I want them to do. I want to put Larry Borum at left. I want to put Tevin at right. He's better. I mean, I'm not saying that he couldn't play left. I'm saying that in college he played right. He played it at a high level. Larry Borum seems to me like with his weight loss, the way he's built, I think he can play left tackle at a high level.
I like his footwork now.
I love his footwork. I love the way. Yes, these past couple games they have gotten up through him a little bit, but I still think he's the future left tackle.
So
you got to put him.
So again, we're building, right?
There's holes everywhere.
And I'm sorry, fans. Thank you. There's a lot of holes. We got a lot of content to talk about.
Yeah.
Somebody had texted me. We will talk about the Bulls.
Yes, we will.
Hold us. Just give us a minute.
Remember, guys, if any of you want to jump in this chat, it is our fan night. Please come in asking any questions you like. Again, I will put the link up in all of our outlets, I should say, so anybody can jump in. Please chime in with everything. We're having a good time doing it. This is just a spur of the moment thing because we had some other issues. It's been a great time. So, guys, let's keep it rolling here.
And let's keep going. Hey, my man Ant.
Ant here said that insiders say that the Bears didn't like what they saw when they put Jenkins at left tackle, and I can agree with that because
can definitely see that.
I see him more as a right tackle. That's just the way. Like I watched a lot of his college tape. Coming in. Who let Chris in? He said, "You could come in. You could come in and ask us, sir."
Please, everybody is welcome. Please.
Hey, JB, that's false.
Oh, that's Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, B false?
Oh. I thought you meant like what he said was false. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, false.
What was false? I didn't know what you're talking about. That's the whitest thing I could have ever said. Literally,
but he's stupid. but so I like the track. I like the way we vibe, and I like what we're thinking.
So false.
But we still like Alex said, we have so many holes. So the two glaringest holes, and I know you're going to say this, Chris. You want to address the linebacker and the DB position. Definitely have to.
Well, you're going to have to address the DB position. I mean, that position fast. Because
so with our second round pick.
Everything but Jalen Johnson, honestly.
Well, that's all we really have. Like I rock with Jalen, but I want to look at this realistically.
Sorry, Mama.
Are we looking at drafting a rookie DB, right? Or are we looking to go out and see who's on the market to try to bring some veteran leadership in here? And I'm not talking about catching somebody on their last legs. I'm talking about somebody that's actually proven it can play. And does it do Justin any type of justice to kick the tires on one of those Ohio State receivers in that second or third round, like an Olave or something?
And none of them going in the second or third round.
I was going to say, that'd be super
We don't know
if either one of them's great. I mean, honestly, but
we're gonna have a high second round pick. It's gonna be high.
Way. They're not falling.
They're not getting out of the first round. There's no way those boys are getting out of the first round. They are both top tier talents, man. There's no way. Especially Olave or however you say
Olave.
Yeah, Olave. He's a stud.
So do we get creative with those trades to try to get back in the first round?
No.
You got I said, you got too many holes.
Unless you blow it up like I want to do, and you trade Mac and you trade Quinn and you trade Eddie Jackson for anything, and then you package picks up to try to move up to get an impact guy in the first round. Maybe. I don't think you would though. I would rather have
to get Justin some receivers, guys.
Absolutely.
I love Mooney. I think he can be like a great number two, like a really good number two. Kind of like reminiscent to remember how Randall Cobb was before the first injury in Green Bay? Randall Cobb was a monster.
Yeah.
I think he can be of that ilk. But we don't have a number one.
No, we don't.
But this is the thing. How much are you willing to pay for a number one?
Who's available?
I don't know.
I will tell you.
See, that's the problem.
You guys just keep chatting that up. I will tell you.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know who's available at number one. First of all, you gotta sit up there and you gotta figure out on your squad the holes that you have. What is the biggest priority that you need?
God.
Which one is number one? Is it cornerback? Is it receiver? Is it offensive lineman?
Yeah.
I think right now it's safety.
Trading Mac, is it a defensive lineman?
So right now, you've got Allen Robinson, who obviously we know that he's not coming back. We don't want him. Move aside. You've got Chris Goodwin or Godwin. Sorry,
Godwin.
How tall is he?
You got Godwin.
5'11", 10.
Godwin is. I'll tell
You
you.
already got a team full of midgets now. You're gonna need some guy with some height.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, but who's available? Like, I'm telling you right now, like, I don't know his contract situation, but if Devontae Parker's available.
So speaking of a Devontae Adams is actually available as well. But we got another guy in here right now. We got our buddy Mr. Tony Chapos running in saying,
"Hey, what's up, guys?
Man,
can you guys hear me okay?"
Yeah, great, man.
So I got 1 point. So you want to trade Khalil Mack for picks? Like,
yes, sir.
We don't go get players like big names very often. So you want to trade Khalil Mack for draft picks that a GM has a hard time making draft picks?
But we're getting a new GM. That's how this whole conversation started. You've been listening all show. You know that.
But
our,
by the time
our new regime is picking this, not
new coaches,
new everything.
New coaches, new players, new draft picks, and then we're supposed to win.
No,
year 3.
No, you win by the 3rd year. You're going to lose next year, obviously. You're going to actually have a first-round pick. You're going to start building around Justin through the draft.
Oh, I was doing crazy.
Free agency. And then after that, you get another year where he gets better. Maybe, hopefully, Mooney might develop into a very good second receiver because he's not a number 1. I know everyone's going to yell at me for that.
I agree with that, too.
People keep thinking he's Tyreek Hill, and he's not.
No,
he's not.
Hopefully,
stop that. Like, I don't want to hear. That's one thing I don't want to hear ever again. Like, they keep talking about, man, he's Tyreek Hill. Okay, he's Tyreek Hill, like
a really good number 2.
But who do you go get? Who do you go get to replace Allen Robinson?
Next year, you don't.
That's the conundrum. That's the problem, Tony.
You build up front first before you go outside. You build a team inside out. You don't start outside and in.
AB, so you the GM.
Oh, please.
You tell me.
God.
Who are you going to get as far as like what position are you going to get? You saying the line, so what position are you going to get? Yeah, what are you drafting? Where are you going after free agency in that line?
There's obviously about 100 variables that you have to add in that. So the first variable that you have to add is who's available, who's on the board when they're picking in the second round, because there could still be a top linebacker in there. There could still be a top corner in there. There could still be a top offensive lineman, obviously, in there.
Well, I
do not draft for need
on the offensive line, though.
I mean, I do, but if there's somebody on my board I have graded higher, I'm taking them, because you don't draft for need when you're rebuilding. You draft the best player available.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's not. This is what, us as Bears fans, we have to sit up and realize we not as bad of a team as y'all, as this fucking record is showing.
You didn't watch that Lions game, obviously, because we looked like hot garbage.
You know what I saw in that Lions game?
Us barely beat the worst
Matt
team
Nagy special.
I agree.
Matt Nagy fucking plays. That's what I saw.
I saw 2 horrible offenses, and I saw a couple defenses that didn't really want to win the game, but
are we 4-7? We're 4-7, right?
Yeah, we are
4-7.
I don't think we are a 4-7 team.
Man.
Thank you. I don't think we are either.
We're getting some crazy people in here now. Here we go.
Okay. I'm sitting up here saying, okay, so the defense blew the game against the 49ers.
Yeah.
They blew the game against the motherfucking Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. And the Ravens.
And the Ravens.
Oh, no, that was the worst one. That was the worst.
You know what I'm saying? So you look at that. That's 3 losses right now. There are 3 games that we could have very well won.
Yeah. Could have.
Yep.
And that would leave us at what record right now?
Could have.
That
it didn't happen though, did it?
It didn't.
7 wins.
It didn't.
Yeah, I mean, that turns us into 7. It turns us into 7 and what, 4? 7 and 4.
It still comes down to coaching. Like I've been telling people for years, if the Bears had the last couple of years, if they had even somewhat of a competent, slightly above average quarterback, we wouldn't be getting our ass handed to us by Green Bay all the damn time. We're probably going to won a couple damn division titles. But unfortunately, we got a terrible play calling coach that keeps making that offense look terrible and terrible. It's not that they don't have the players. They got players. They just don't have the right play calling. Look how many times we sit up there, we'd be on the 3rd down and 1. This fool want to throw a what's that one play, JB? You know they like to run.
Curl flat.
Curl flat or the one where the receiver go in a jet something.
Yeah, the little pitch.
Oh yeah, the wide receiver jet pitch sweep.
Yeah, and all that type of stuff. Calling the dumbest damn plays at the dumbest damn time.
I got a question for you, Silver. So, would you think? Would you say that Pete Carroll is a pretty good coach, right?
Yeah,
he's better than Nagy, right?
What? He's better than who?
He's better than like a Nagy, like anyone we've had for a while, right?
Yeah, with a fat stomach sipping a beer on the couch is better than Nagy.
Okay. So you would say that they have a better wide receiving core than we do, right?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
You think their defense is better than ours too?
No.
Maybe? No?
Yeah, I don't know. Not no more.
I think rank wise, I'm pretty sure they're pretty close. I'd have to go look at the numbers.
Well, but remember too, like our defense, we get a lot of sacks, but we don't get any turnovers.
Yeah,
I've been yelling at.
And I think our defense is like top 12.
I don't think so. I'm actually in here right now trying to look at that, so I will tell you in a minute what we are exactly.
Tony, what were you about to say? I didn't hear you.
I've been yelling at the TV that the turnovers just don't happen no more.
No, they don't.
Like what happened?
Even in the trenches, like the forced fumbles.
Yep. We got so spoiled.
Yes,
we took that for granted all the time that it just happens. And Charles Tillman, Urlacher, those guys, like
we used to take the ball
all the time.
So I'm gonna get back to this point here. Okay, so the coaching's obviously better. The wide receiver core is obviously better. Offensive line?
No. Seattle's got Russell Wilson.
I'll take the Bears offensive line over Seattle.
Yeah, okay. Agree. So that's 3-2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the quarterback's better, right? Way better.
Yeah.
Why do they have a worse record than us then?
They don't have a running game.
And they don't
try to run the ball
because they don't try to run the ball, right?
They don't. Actually, what they did was because Russell Wilson was complaining so much that he wanted to sit up there and throw the ball more. That's one of the reasons why the whole little rift over the offseason, he wanted to sit up there and throw the ball more.
So you said a little bit ago that if we had a better quarterback, we would be a better team. But you already told me three out of 5 positions that I named where the Seahawks were better and they have a worse record than we do.
They
got a tougher division.
What 3 positions? Because they're not better at running back. They're better at quarterback. They're better at receiver. And that offensive line.
Said receiving and offensive, or the quarterback, right there. The defense was better at ours.
Arizona and the Rams.
They only better at 2 positions. We better at 3.
You named me 3 off the bat.
They're better at coaching, receiving, and quarterback.
Yeah. The whole offense
y'all was talking about coaching. Yeah. Well, we better at running back.
I mean, so it's gonna come down, like, if I get to that Seattle game and Seattle mud stomps us, I'm gonna be calling you to come on this show again to have this conversation.
Yeah, you can. I don't think it's gonna happen though. I don't think they're gonna mud stomp us. Hell, I'm pretty sure that they might not even win the game.
So watch this, and I'm gonna address the elephant in the room because nobody ever talks about it publicly. Pete Carroll, as great as a head coach he could be, Hall of Fame, college, and all this, he gets the golden you-know-what award because you give the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
I know.
That's the same problem that Nagy had in 2018 when Jordan Howard was falling forward for 4 yards a carry, and there was a 3rd and 2 that they didn't want to give Jordan Howard the ball, which ultimately led to the double doink.
the demise.
It also is the same problem that Matt Nagy has now, where when you're sitting up there doing good on the run, he totally abandons it so he can sit up there and pass the ball. That's what we just saw in Detroit.
I don't want Matt
Andy
Nagy.
Dalton first start, the man damn near threw 40 fucking passes. 40 you can't tell me that Nagy didn't take over the play calling.
I wouldn't say completely, but I would say he definitely had a hand in it. Yeah,
we don't have to address the Andy Dalton talk because we already said it earlier. He's going to make a point that as long as Andy Dalton is on the field, he's going to prove that was his best pick. He's going to do that.
Oh, and everyone keeps saying that it's a better division. I get that. Yeah. So we've got one more win than them, and 2 of our wins were against the Lions, the worst team in the league. So that kind of gets thrown out the window with me, man.
And we also beat 2 of the best teams in the league, in the Raiders and the Bengals.
But we beat them whenever they – okay, so the Raiders were just coming off of –
So the Bengals, I'm going to say
John
no.
Gruden
Because the Bengals, it was the second game of the season.
The Bengals was the second game of the season.
The Bengals, people when the Bengals, check this out. When we first lost, when we were going into that Bengals game, people were actually saying that the Bears could possibly lose. Matter of fact, I think they had the Bears to lose the game because of the way the Bengals had been looking.
There were a few of that, yeah.
And then
it was one game. It was one game.
Yeah.
No, it was.
I just think the overall of each team, the Bears are far worse, man.
Chris, we played them the second game of the season.
That's a different way to look at it.
We just
but you
we
saw
got whooped by the Rams. We got whooped by the Rams
against the Rams, right?
We got whooped by the Rams.
Exactly.
When we got to the Bengals had just came off of a win, which they were like, "Oh man, the Bengals look pretty good week 1. They beat blah 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 blah." Okay, so we did beat them. It wasn't like a convincingly stomping win. We beat them.
It actually was a convincing win until they let them come back in the final quarter and let them throw a damn TD.
I'm going to bring Diab in here on this too. Hey, Diab.
By what? Like 2 scores?
I'm not going to say that part, but when I'm talking about a convincing win,
right now,
you know what a convincing win is.
Huh?
When I say convincing win, you know what a convincing win is. Like what the Chiefs did to the Raiders, that's a convincing win.
Yeah. Like it's an eye test.
Right. So tell me, at what point was the Bengals even up in that game? At what point did they?
I want to say, but it was slow at first. It was like
the Bengals had a shot after the Jamar Chase touchdown.
Yeah. They bombed the ball down the field, and Eddie Jackson
they were back in the game.
His own guy. And then
because it was like 10-7 at halftime or something, right?
That made that game close again.
He threw like 3 picks in a row.
And they still had a
pick. Blackson, the 3 technique had to pick that game. Then you get the pick 6.
Roquan had a pick 6.
Yeah,
he had a pick 6.
That's why we won. I mean, because the defense scored points, because God knows the offense isn't going to score points.
Right.
They threw 3 picks in the game, and they were still in the game. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think our offense is really that bad, or is it just our play calling and coaching?
It's horrible. We're like 31st in the league in offense right now.
Why do you think that? Do you think
There's
it's the players that we get?
Reason. It's numerous. It's the personnel. The wide receivers don't get open at all. They don't. Watch.
You see that routes that they got them running? They running straight to the damn defense.
You're not going to tell me that every single time it's just because of their routes. Those boys don't run. They ain't got the heart. I watch other teams play all the time. It's amazing how open guys get. It's astronomical how open guys get.
Well,
we always have guys trailing us constantly.
I'll say this.
Just
because you're fast doesn't mean you're
getting
open.
Guys open, something that the Bears don't do?
Well, no.
Because I'm trying to figure this out. Because last year, I saw fucking Darnell Mooney open all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's because he wasn't – everyone was focusing on Allen Robinson.
And he was a slot. He wasn't the 2.
He did play a little too.
Nah, he was playing too. Who was playing?
He wasn't. He was primarily slot. He was not primarily the 2.
Who was the other guy on the outside?
He wasn't going up
wasn't
Allen
it Anthony Miller and
Allen
Jamal
Robinson,
Williams?
Allen
Yeah.
Robinson was on one side.
First of all,
Anthony
Devon
Miller was
Williams
on the
on his
other.
way out the damn league.
No,
had-
I'm telling
Anthony
you,
Miller-
Allen Robinson,
Anthony Miller started off
were
the year. He started
Anthony
off the
Miller
year on
and
the
Allen
outside.
Robinson were 1 and 2. Mooney was the slot. Trust me.
Yes, that's 100%. But then later, after Mooney started getting better, he started
That's
developing.
what
more.
I'm saying.
They moved him over there a little bit, and that's when he blew up Jalen Ramsey
Right.
on the greatest play in history that he didn't catch anything, that nothing happened. But he couldn't consistently get open like that. And that's what I'm saying is that this dude is not a number one because he doesn't consistently get open like that.
I'm not saying that he's a number one.
But let me address your other point. To Chris's point, when you have play calling, that's already preconceived routes that are addition to those plays.
Yeah.
When you have scheme and you're purposely scheming for somebody to get open, that's totally different. You cannot tell me, although it was against the Lions, you cannot tell me that, wait, where's Marky?
Where's Marky Mark? Keep kicking ass.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. I love your name, by the way. That's old Don.
Are you telling me that those same receivers that weren't getting open for Justin just miraculously started getting open for Andy Dalton?
No,
thank you.
Because I want to know this: when Justin got hurt, when he got hurt in that game, when Andy Dalton went in, what's the first goddamn play that they called?
Screen.
No, they came out there with 3 tight ends.
Oh, you talking about the real
first play they threw was a little 10-yard across to Graham. Now Justin Fields, the whole damn game, ain't get a damn set where it was 3 tight ends.
No.
Then the second damn play, they throw a screen.
I don't see the
man
screen.
ain't thrown a screen. And they
I don't
go
see the
for what,
screen.
60, 70-yard TD.
I've seen them run screens with Justin. They can't complete them correctly. So you could say that too. Actually,
but they run screens.
I think that was the first screen.
Running back. That was with the receiver, and they put 2 tight ends out there to block for him.
That was out of 12 personnel, Chris.
Yeah. I think that's the first screen I've seen work in months. Honestly,
in fairness, that was more.
Instead of having the small ass receivers out there blocking for them, they put the big boys out there and block for them.
But again, remember, a lot of that when you brought Andy Dalton in, that was to get his rhythm. That was to get him.
Well, you know what? Actually, JB, he does make a point on this, and there's a reason why he does make a point. So, the entire offense they've been running this year is an offense built for Andy Dalton.
Yes,
not an offense built
that.
for Justin Fields.
We've
said that on this show. You said that on our other show.
We've said it on our Thursday show.
It's not a show, for Justin, because the whole offseason they were planning for Andy Dalton. The whole preseason they were planning for Andy Dalton. Training camp was all Andy Dalton. They didn't give Justin first reps. So on the fly, which I still can't understand why you even did this in the first place.
Baltimore did it.
They did. They did it well. They made a whole scheme built around their guy. And then what happened? Lamar Jackson got him to the playoffs that year.
Better coaching, better
team,
personnel.
Much better coaching. Much better personnel.
There's no excuse for it. You go on at halftime, you know that Andy Dalton wasn't playing. You named Justin Fields the starter. You go on and had a damn whole bye week. There's no excuse for you not to sit up there and run plays that best utilizes that man's skills.
We agree, but now you're going back into our point, of which is also your point with the coaching. Not necessarily the play calling,
back around, brother,
but the coaching.
Yeah, that's what I'm mainly talking about. It hasn't been the players; it's the goddamn coaching.
Matt Nagy is not. First of all, he's not a leader of men. I watch when the game is going on. I don't just watch the ball. I look at the sideline. I look at the people's heads down. I see the votes of no confidence when he's got that little. When he's doing that, I see the votes of no confidence. When they looking at Laser up there like, hey man, I'm watching TV. Because every time I call a play, he got a better play or he got another play. And that's why I said the media lets you believe that he's got the locker room. Well, this media right here is going to tell you that's bull. He doesn't have the locker room because if you had the locker room, you wouldn't have so many dissensions in conversations when people come out and they don't have any confidence in your head coach.
Yep.
That's a simple. To me, I like easy wins, right? The easiest win right now is for you to get your guys to play hard for you to save your job, and you can't even do that right because you want to go out for the greater good of Andy Dalton.
Yep. That's because he's trying to save his job.
Let that sink in, guys.
You're
going in for one person to save his job.
That's who's going to save your job is number one, not number 14. Number one's going to save your job.
But hold on. The team is going to save his job, not just Andy Dalton.
What's up, John?
Yeah. The team can save it, but number one is really he's your hero. He's the one that's going to save your job because if he sits up there and progresses the way that we know that he can sit up there and progress, they will give you another year.
There you go. That buys time.
Unless they told him in the offseason, if you don't get this far, you're gone. I don't know any other scenario but that, man. That's the same scenario that I painted up.
Man, Matt Nagy ain't one. Hey, we're going to start calling Matt Nagy John Coffey.
But then
his name John Coffey. He dead man walking.
but that's the thing.
I hope he don't get the same treatment that he got. He's going to get
Hold on.
Oh, boy.
He's a dead man walking, but so was Lovie
Morgan
Smith.
Freeman ain't coming to save him. Ain't nobody coming to save his job.
Hold on. Lovie Smith was a dead man walking at 10-6. Let's not forget, too.
He was. But it was just year of the same no offense, just like you talked about, just a revolving door in the offensive end.
So
and they
now
didn't make the playoffs. So for Lovey, maybe it was, oh, well, you better make the playoffs or
stop
you're
hiring
gone.
your friends. But now the offensive guru, the quarterback whisperer who's going to change and the evolution of the Chicago Bears offense, 16 points a game, 18 in his career. What evolution?
And Andy Dalton threw another damn interception at the goal line.
On the Bears, get out of here with that.
I'll say this.
Another interception.
I'll say this, and hopefully we can go on to something else. Right now, if you're a fan of the Bears, please do not look for them to backdoor themselves into the playoffs. Just look for development of key people.
That's it.
That's it.
Nothing else.
The only way they're going to get in there is unless that number one sits up there and plays out of his mind. That's the only way.
Well, from what we're hearing, he's not going to play anymore.
I hope not. I hope that's not the case. I really
because think about it.
He needs
to play. He got cracked ribs, though. I mean,
they said he had small fractures and he should be good to go.
Cracks.
But no, I'm just saying, right? We know it's cracked, but listen to how they talk.
Yeah, but they don't talk right.
Fractures, they don't, and that's why I said, quick. We got to learn how to read between the lines. If you're telling me right now that Justin Fields was full go because he was healthy, that would be reported already.
Yeah, bar none.
But you're telling me all these he's not quite ready. He got cracked ribs, small fracture, blah, blah, blah. Those are things to chip away at your thing to be like, oh, well, maybe he shouldn't play and let Andy play because he's still hurt.
Yeah.
We watched Justin Fields with cracked ribs against Clemson throw for 6 touchdowns and beat the dog mess out of Clemson.
Beat him.
So let's not talk like cracked ribs will hurt this guy.
With Ryan Day as his head coach, too.
I knew you would throw that in there, but that was the hey, great dunk. You dunked
I
it.
had to sprinkle it in, man.
You dunked it.
I had to give it my taste.
But Matt Nagy, and let's be clear. Matt Nagy might be auditioning with Andy Dalton for his next quarterback coaching position or OC position for his next gig, and maybe Andy Dalton goes with him. Who knows?
You could send him to
Not
Notre
with that
Dame.
shit he calling.
Hey,
you could send him to Notre Dame. Let him coach Notre Dame.
I don't like Notre Dame.
I would lie. I don't either. I would laugh so hard.
He gonna have to go back to Philadelphia somewhere, Pennsylvania somewhere, and go back and coach because maybe he can coach Temple.
Yeah.
We ain't getting shit here.
So
well, he gonna get shit here for 6 more weeks, unfortunately.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I
And
know,
then after
right?
that, man, it's open season.
it's Clayton's.
We don't want to keep depressing everybody. So you can talk Bulls, right, Silver? Yes, sir. Okay. I think we need to talk some Bulls, JB. We got to get to this. So last night, the Bulls whoop up on Charlotte, right?
On Charlotte, yeah.
The Ball brothers there. I think you know what I'm about to ask you already.
Yeah.
Old Dad came out, LeVar came out and said that he wanted the Bulls to be the super team that his sons play on. Do you think there's a way in hell that we can get the Ball brothers on the same Bulls team? What would you do to get that to happen? Would you
Silver,
give up
you go
a
first.
DeMar DeRozan for Ball? Would you give up Zach LaVine? Why not?
Silver,
I
you
ain't
go
giving up
first.
Zach for shit.
Okay. That's
Zach,
fair.
man, look here.
Explain.
JB.
Yeah.
So I've been telling people for years.
I love this.
About
I love this
Zach.
conversation. I love where this is gonna go.
I've been telling people when Zach first came out, I wanted the Bulls to draft him instead of
hype.
Doug McDermott.
Yep, you sure
Because I
did.
said that he is more athletic and can shoot.
And
Not
remember, the
as
first thing I
good,
told you
but
was he's a point guard, and you
I
said
was
so.
watching him in college, man. He was man.
No, Chris told me, he said so.
And
that dude, I am not trading him at all.
CJ,
The
I
guy
got
is
you.
a walking bucket. And I'm talking about, and he does it effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
Like, you see him when he just do a little step back. I already know. He the missing damn splash brother. With more athleticism. That's all he is.
You're right.
Yeah, because he's almost a 50, 40, 90 guy.
He almost did it last year.
It's just the free throws. He's like 86, 85, 86%, right.
And him and Kyrie Irving would have been the only two players in NBA history to ever do that.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I like LaMelo. Oh, did you see his comments?
I did. But that's why I said I don't want that.
And he got fouls called for him because we wasn't fouling him. We was
but here's the thing. If we turn in the Chicago Bulls into the Chicago Balls, what does that really do for us as far as trying to win?
Nothing.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay. So
I want to win, AB. I want to win.
Okay, and you can. There's a way that you can make this work, man. You can literally so you can have Lamar and LaMelo in the same lineup together. You can do it. They're both shooters now. Lamar has over a 40% three now. He's starting to
He
morph
like at
into
43.
that.
Well, remember he actually worked over he doesn't do that no more. He actually changed his jump shot.
And I love the form.
I love the form. It's more textbook.
It's quick too.
Yes. So I'm seeing a teaser cards by 7-5. Damn, already
He's just
7.5.
trolling us he's trolling us because he's a Ravens fan. That's awesome.
And that's beautiful, but hey,
that is a crazy
7.5
lot.
already.
I honestly haven't even looked at it.
It's Tuesday.
I was actually thinking about it earlier this week about it, but anyway, you could play Lamar at point. You could put LaMelo in a shooting guard role to where he can even drive in and he can kick out. Vooch is going to kick out all the time. The only thing
about
but you have to bring LiAngelo to the team.
Lonzo's not good. He's not a good finisher at the paint. He's terrible.
No, but he don't have to be. He doesn't have to be.
And he's not aggressive like that.
He's got finishers around. We're going to let CJ stuff load real quick because CJ is our Bulls guy.
LaMelo will probably be better at the two than he would because LaMelo's more aggressive.
That's what I'm saying.
He's more aggressive to the basket, absolutely.
He's more aggressive offensively, period.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You have to bring in LiAngelo too.
You don't have to.
That's what his daddy said. That's what his daddy said.
You put him in the G League.
Hey, that's one too many balls
now.
You put him on the bench at 13. That's fine.
That is one too many balls. All right. So
two balls per team. per team and per person. Unless you're real special, you got 3. I mean, you can't roll like that.
If
But
the Bulls
no.
pull that off, oh my lantern.
I wish CJ would pop in, but he's having some lag issues. CJ, if you're listening, I'm gonna kick you out. You can come back.
What's that? The internet?
It probably is. Well, it's not letting me do that with it
But
right now.
You gotta be that Aldi's connection, man.
Yeah,
you stupid.
there's something going on.
I will
It's
tell
not
you
working,
this, though.
T. Stop putting him up there. But no, it's but yeah, dude, I'm saying you could put them both on the same team and really succeed.
Okay, but
not
again,
gonna win.
who are you trading?
That's the big question I was trying to ask you guys.
Well, let's not just look at that. You're trading somebody to Michael Jordan.
Well, what? He's got 3 years left on his deal now, and Lamar's got 4. So if you wanted to play the waiting game, you could get DeMar DeRozan traded late for just junk, and then sign the brother here, and then have them both for at least 1 year. And obviously, his brother's going to re-sign because he wants to play with him. If you want to trade someone right away, it's DeRozan. It has to be.
So you want Michael Jordan
and a first
to accept a trade for an aging?
He'll never do it.
I'm just trying to make it make sense.
Oh yeah.
Nah, he ain't doing that.
But you know who he might?
So DeMar and a first, and he probably still wouldn't.
No, definitely not DeMar.
No.
He
Zach.
would.
I ain't saying DeMar the first,
he would do it for Zach.
No, not for no LaMelo.
And a lot of people,
Zach
I talked
in the first
to
for LaMelo
are screaming for it.
Mike would do that.
What?
Zach LaVine in the first for LaMelo.
Man, I ain't getting rid of Zach.
I said, I know you would. I said Michael Jordan.
You don't think that
Michael
LaMelo
Jordan get rid of his ass for Zach LaVine alone?
You don't think
that's what I'm
that
saying.
right
Michael
now?
Jordan would love to have Zach LaVine.
Hell
Do
yeah,
you think that LaMelo has a higher ceiling than Zach LaVine does right now?
No.
You don't?
No.
A triple-double machine?
No.
Who is learning how to defend and who is a damn near the same shooter if he wants to be?
No.
Man.
So LaMelo in his second year, if we do
I'll
comparisons,
put him in when he's ready, T.
Because we like to do this in this realm. I look at a guy, not apples to apples. You know how I go, apples and oranges are still fruit.
Yeah.
LaMelo right now, upside, I'm looking for him to try to be Penny Hardaway.
That's better than Zach LaVine.
And that's damn good. Because for those who don't remember, Penny Hardaway was, prior to injury,
as long as he's healthy,
Penny was that guy.
He had one of the best moves I've ever seen in my life. He went to cross over a guy and spun back and just like had this.
I put it on my Facebook. Yep.
You're the one that put that up. Okay. Yep. I remember somebody did, and I was like, oh, that was a sick ass move.
That is Ricky Carr, one of my favorite players.
So AB, you think LaMelo got a higher ceiling than Zach LaVine?
1,000%.
Well, Zach LaVine is at his ceiling now.
I don't even think he's at his ceiling.
He's close.
Because he's
got to get a little better defensively, and he's got to get a little more, I would say, consistent shooting, because he plays hero ball a lot right now still. That little jump back.
But I have to give him his credit because Zach could have easily scored 30 points a game.
He fades away way too much. He doesn't have to fade away all the time. I feel like when he's open, he fades away.
But that's his shot.
And it goes in. I mean, you can't knock the numbers when his field goal percentage is 50 and his 3-pointer is 40. And I bet you LaMelo's ain't even close to that. I know he ain't shooting 50%.
No, but remember his true LaMelo's true shooting is not based upon he can't really shoot that well.
You seen that form? He might have to go to that same guy that his brother went to learn how to change that up.
And I wouldn't be mad at that.
That's why Lamar got better finally, because like he finally gave up that sideways crap, and you see it in his numbers. His stroke looks way better now. I mean, so let me get to LaMelo here. So right now, LaMelo, he's averaging 19 a game,
right?
8 assists, He's shooting 37.8% from three, and he's got a 41.1 field goal.
And that's okay.
That's okay. And
What?
and he's 20. He's 20. He's a kid.
Look, I understand that he's a kid, but 41% is 41%. It don't matter if you're a kid, rookie, or whatnot. It's 41%.
We were killing Allen Iverson for shooting 41%.
That's not average in the league.
We were killing Allen Iverson for shooting 41%. Saying he can't shoot.
Yeah, but yeah, we were.
I get it.
And AI is a volume shooter.
Again, I get it.
I'll tell you another thing. Two guys that's gonna go down in the Hall of Fame are two of the most inefficient players in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden
and
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, Russell for sure. But
people look at and both of them been MVPs, but they inefficient.
But what if we talking about what the Bulls got going on right now? DeMar DeRozan has been a little bit of a godsend. They're both averaging like 25, 26 points a game, right?
Yeah, I think they're like number 6 and 7 in the league.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the way that they play D, Lonzo is doing his thing. To me, and me and you, Chris, we kind of slightly argued about this not too long ago about the Vooch thing. Remember I told you, I said Vooch's numbers are going to fall off the cliff?
Nah, I knew they were going to fall, but
no. Remember I told you, I said he's going to be the third or fourth option.
That's what we're talking about, homie. That's what we've been talking
Remember
about.
I told you that? Time. And you was like, no, Vooch an all-star, he's still going to do. I said DeMar DeRozan going to come in there to prove a point.
He has been, too.
And I told you this because I'm looking at how he was. He proved the point in San Antonio, like, dude, I can still play.
Yeah, but see, the thing about San Antonio was, DeMar is going back to the DeMar that he was in Toronto.
Toronto is what I think he's.
When he was in San Antonio, Paul already told him. He said, hey, look here, player. All that shooting and dribbling and shit that you doing, you ain't going to be able to do that here. We shed a rock around here. Yep. So that's what you're going to do. Hence why you saw his points per game go down.
Yeah. So again, we have DeMar ball dominant, 25 points a game. Zach ball dominant, 25 points a game. Vooch was 24 last year, 23, 24?
Yeah. Like 22, 23.
He's 14.
Well,
he had 30 last night. Numbers? He had 30 last night.
14.
No, have you seen his percentages? All right. I know for a fact that people were going to Vooch was going to be the third option. So I know his numbers was going to drop.
No. You said he would be second and DeMar would fill it in place. And you told me don't forget about Patrick Williams. And I said Patrick Williams is going to be irrelevant.
No, I didn't say that because I didn't even mention Patrick Williams.
No, because you said the All-Stars, you said DeMar is joining 2 Bulls All-Stars. That's what you told me.
Yeah, I said he's joining two Bulls All-Stars. So but I already knew.
But you never said Vooch was going to go down to 14. You never said that.
No, I ain't say he was going to go down to 14.
Right, because nobody would have thought. I didn't think he would go that low, but I thought he would take the ball out of his hand.
The only reason why Vooch is down at 14 is because his damn shooting percentages are terrible.
Yep.
He's like at 40 and
he's having a rough start.
3-point land,
But he's having a rough shooting way too much. He's shooting, like physically shooting way too much, and he's not going down being big. Now, yes, he did have 30 last night. They played Miami, right?
Yeah.
No, they played Charlotte.
Okay. Right. The other day, they lost to Miami Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. But what I'm watching in the game right now is that Vooch is kind of an afterthought until he's not.
Well, see, that's why Billy Donovan and them have decided to make it a point to get him involved early. Because he gets lost. That's why they fed him the ball yesterday early and getting him some nice touches. First of all, I don't like the fact that they have him come up and set those screens because one thing the Bulls are not doing, there's times when he has mouse in the house, as Stacey King always sit up there and say.
They don't pass the ball.
Throw that ball down there to him.
They got to do that every
swing it back over to the other side. You
know who would do that?
LaMelo.
There we go.
LaMelo. So you know that Zach only has he's shooting 38% from 3. LaMelo's 37% from 3. Yes, the field goal percentage is 48% for Zach. So
Well,
that's
Zach,
a lot.
that'll
better.
go back. That'll go back up though, because Zach has those lulls. He does. So I'm not really worried about.
He's not shooting as good this year. Well, first of all,
Bro,
that
he's
thumb.
averaging almost a triple double. He's got 7.8 rebounds a game.
But
and
the
he's
thing
got
is,
8.2 assists a
but when
game.
it all boils down to it, you're gonna need a killer. You're gonna need a guy. If I sit up there and say, hey, check this out. In order for us to win, you got to go out there. You got to give me 40. I need 40 for us to win. LaMelo ain't about to go out there and get you 40.
Not consistently, no.
He gonna struggle to get you 25.
He's a streaky guy right now.
Yeah, but if you
At
need
20.
that dog to go get you 40, he gonna go get you 40.
So
DeRozan, hey man, we need 40 for us to win. He gonna go get you that 40. You already. The thing is this: with LaMelo, you already got him. You got him in Lonzo. That's all. The thing about it, and this is another thing: if LaMelo was to join the Bulls, his assists wouldn't be as high because you look at the Bulls' assists right now. I know Zach probably averaging like 4 more. I know
Zach
that
is averaging. I can tell you.
You talking about points?
Nah, assist.
3.7.
3.7.
Zach's assists are low.
How many
They're low.
Lamar? I mean, how many DeMar's averaging?
Oh, DeMar, hold on. I'm not even on DeMar.
He should be in the 3 because they don't really pass the ball.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't. I'm just being honest with you.
They got that Carmelo Anthony syndrome where they just hold the ball and shoot.
The facilitator is Londo. Sometimes when Io come in, I don't know what they're doing with Kobe.
He's got 4.2.
Right. So you basically got 2 guys right now.
Around 4 assists per game.
You got right. So you got 2 guys right now that's averaging 4. Because the thing about this is you got him averaging 4, Zach basically averaging 4, Lonzo probably averaging 4, not more. Who else they got?
So if you add both of their assists up, that equals what LaMelo does by himself.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. LaMelo averages that because he sits up there and all he has is shooters around him. These guys are
so you can keep Zach.
But the thing is this. All right, LaMelo averaging that, right? How much is his other teammates averaging assists per game?
I don't know.
For one, you don't have to worry about the Rozier don't care about passing the ball.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
garbage.
I'm saying. The Bulls guys actually do. I mean, Zach LaVine, he's been a guy the last 2 or 3 years where he's been averaging 4 to 5 assists a game. DeMar DeRozan.
Again, we're not trying to get rid of Zach. I don't want Zach to. I want Zach to retire a Bull.
I don't want to tell the truth. I don't want to give them to DeMar. I think they're fine with what they got, except for what they need is a power forward. I don't want to bring LaMelo in because now you're gonna when Zach is off.
Hold on. Are you sure you want to have this conversation?
What about a power forward?
Because what did I tell you? I gave you the stats. I texted them to you last year. I said Patrick Williams, when playing power forward, has the worst stats.
He's passive, man.
But when he plays the 3, he actually has not great stats, but it actually looks like he can play basketball.
That's because he's forced to actually be more offensive at the 3 than he is at the 4. At the 4,
for one, he was coming in for Lowry. That was, and then when he started starting and Lowry was on the bench, he was like, I don't play the 4.
Pat Williams' problem is that he's too tentative. He got a nice jumper. He needs to work on his dribble. He's got a big body.
He's not a 4.
You know what's really sad?
I never
said.
You know
what's really sad about the 4 spot on this team, and I hate that I'm going to admit this. I am. They got rid of the best 4 that they could have had in this team. It's Wendell Carter.
Wendell's balling. I've seen him in Orlando.
Carter got put the power. I can't stand Wendell Carter. I can't. But man, he's playing at a different level this year. And
you want to know why? Because he's at a different place. His confidence is up. Here in Chicago.
Yeah, but he hated the 5 here. That was one of his big things is that
he said he didn't want to play the 5.
He said he didn't want to play the 5. He
I understand that. But his ass couldn't shoot either.
No. But if you put him at the 4 and you keep him inside, you can run pick and rolls with him on the outside too. Yeah, you can. But you can leave him inside and let him be who he is, man.
And clearly he's dunking on the world now.
Clearly, he has
That's a lot.
confidence now because
Yeah.
that's where he sucked at.
I don't like
the
Wendell
same
either.
Carter that you would
But I'm
pass
saying,
the ball to, he lose it.
if you had a Wendell Carter at the 4 right now, I think this would be a lot better team. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying that like I'm a huge fan of him because I'm not TJ.
Thank you, TJ.
And yeah, he can't guard a mobile 4.
Now,
But
wait a minute. Hold on.
That's when you get a guy like Javonte Green or.
Well, hold on.
Hey, I got a guy that's gonna solve all your problems.
Put TJ back in because TJ is 6'9" and knows the position. So TJ, speak. Come on
Laurie
in.
at the 4.
TJ.
Laurie Markkinen is a soft ass 4. A soft.
Is he even playing in Cleveland?
I don't.
Yeah.
He's not starting.
Because it's Kevin Love, Jared Allen.
He's not starting.
They running the lineup of Mobley, Allen, and Laurie at the 3.
So they running three big forwards and 2 point guards.
I'd rather have Wendell Carter Jr. than Laurie Markkinen.
I said they're running 3 big forwards and 2 point guards.
2 point
And
guards.
the thing is this: they giving teams hell because Jared Allen is doing work. Mobley, it's like you can't lay shit up around them. You can't. I got a solution to all your 4 problems.
Who you want to trade for?
Is it Collins? Yeah.
Let's go get Bull.
Oh, get out of here.
Not gonna happen.
Get out of here. Bull is not. No, get out of here. This isn't NBA 2K.
No. AB, I don't think you really know.
Man,
how
Bull
good
can't
this
even
guy
start on
is.
his own team.
Huh?
Denver is telling us he's not that good.
He's garbage.
Denver's full of shit.
Denver knows they're. Who you think are? Who's our GM again?
Arturos.
Where'd he
The
come
same
from?
dude that drafted him.
I know. That's why he need to go get him.
And he wasn't playing there.
He wasn't
with him there.
Thank you. Hey, pull TJ what TJ just said.
He's right.
And he won't. You're 7'8", and you won't rebound.
No, he's garbage. Then. I would not put him there. Not.
So who you gonna get at your 4?
TJ, go to the
what am I
link
giving up
and jump in the chat. Go to the link and jump in the
I
chat.
got a guy. I got a guy in mind. I do.
Please don't say Bagley.
Marvin?
You talking about, hey, TJ, you talking about a person that ain't got no damn motor.
I like Barnes too, actually. That's not a bad one.
Barnes.
Wait, is that Harrison?
Okay, that's what I'm assuming.
I hope it ain't Harrison Barnes.
That's okay to me. It's not
Nah,
horrible.
you need a guy. Look here, you need a
Well,
guy
not
that's going
Bull.
to sit up there that's going to either rebound and the guy that's going to sit up there and block some shots. Or
That's why I'm saying Marvin Bagley. Marvin
Bagley don't play defense. He ain't got no heart. He ain't got
I think
no
with Billy Donovan, he's going to play defense because he's
He
going to
got
have.
no mobbers.
First of all, Marvin Bagley don't never stay healthy, so I don't know
That's
how.
the problem with Marvin Bagley.
And that's another thing. He don't stay healthy.
That's the biggest
He gonna
problem.
be over there with Pat Williams in a second. We
Wait a
gonna
minute.
have 2
Hold on.
Williams over there.
That's the knock on all those Duke guys.
Yeah,
they never stay healthy.
And they overrated.
Yeah, well, except for Grant Hill, but that's another story.
And Kyrie Irving.
No, that's another story.
He's,
come on.
you know what? Kyrie
No, we
Irving
ain't gonna
is
go there on
literally one of the best ball handlers ever of all time.
I don't consider Kyrie Duke.
Why?
He played like 9 games. Just like I don't consider Jamal Michigan.
Jamal who?
Didn't Jamal Crawford supposed to go to Michigan?
He did.
For 10 games.
Nah, he played more than 10 games.
You sure?
Yeah. Jamal Crawford, him and LaVelle Blanchard, they used to give people hell. But yeah, Jamal is Michigan all the way.
I could have sworn Jamal Crawford played like 10 games and then went to the
Nah,
league.
he played more than that.
I'm gonna look that up.
I think he played that like his first season with the Bulls because I think he tore his ACL or something, didn't he?
No, not Jamal. No.
Yeah, he did. He tore his ACL.
They drafted Jay Williams and Jamal Crawford at the same time.
They drafted Jamal. They drafted Jamal first, and then they got Jay Will later.
Yeah.
Jamal came out before Jay Will.
The next year. Okay.
What about the other one I said, John Collins? What about
John Collins is not leaving Atlanta.
Nah, he ain't. Matter of fact, he just signed an extension with them, didn't he?
I don't know if it was this past off season or was it
Yeah,
the
it was
year
this
before?
past off
But
season.
big bucks. So we're not going to be able to address the power forward position
Or
like
like
you're
Porzingis,
thinking.
but I'm not a big Porzingis fan either,
But
honestly.
that's a
Low
trade.
motor, don't rebound.
Man, Jeremy Grant, that's the guy. Jeremy Grant will never come because it's the Pistons, but man,
He
guy
too,
like
he too light in the ass anyway.
I like Jeremy Grant, man. I do.
Yeah, so does LeBron.
I liked him
I
in
heard the
Denver.
Lakers are looking in and trying
I liked
to
him with
pull him.
Denver. Yeah, I remember him in Denver.
Who LeBron ain't trying to get?
LaFlop, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, did you see the latest? Him trying to pull an MJ, talking
Yeah.
about he gonna close his ass and damn near airballed it.
He tried doing the eyes closed shot for the free throw line.
And you know what's so sad about it? The broadcasters knew they weren't going. They ain't even pull up close on his ass. They just sit up there and let him do it.
He's having the worst year of all time, and I cannot stop loving it, man. I love it. I hate that man.
You know how they say coronavirus? They be like LeBron James.
No, he's imploding right now, and it's because he knows that team's not good enough. He knows that team's not good enough to go anywhere.
They should have got Buddy Hield instead of Russell Westbrook.
I like Buddy's not bad. He's a good shooter. I don't think
he's gonna fit the team better. That's what LeBron does. He needs shooting. He don't need another guy that's gonna sit up there and do that.
Hey, Chris,
he's a stat grabber.
Can we bet?
Bet what?
How many games Jamal Crawford played at Michigan?
How many games did he play?
16 total.
It's more than 10.
It was closer to what you said, though.
Nah, I ain't say nothing. I said he played more than 10. I said he played there.
You said him and LaVelle Blanchard was killing, man.
Yeah,
look, 16 games, you just barely cracked conference.
Hey, they were playing. Him and LaVelle.
So TJ, how you join right now, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to put a link in here for you.
Yes.
You just click on that link, and when you get in the room, I will invite you in. Come on in. Join the club. You guys can keep arguing. You guys don't need me to.
Oh no! It's all. I've known this man like he's.
I like Bobo. I don't know about what they saying.
I think Bobo is an NBA 2K guy, and that's about it because he's not playing in the NBA.
I will
give our buddy TJ coming in right now.
That can shoot like that.
I will give Chris his credit. He did say we missed the boat on Michael Porter Jr. that year. You did say that.
I mean, did we? He's having back surgery.
Yeah, he got back injuries now.
Well,
and they just re-signed him in September. He got over 100-some million. Yeah.
So,
and now he's getting back surgery. And they knew that he had injury problems going in.
This is his second one, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
And they still gave him that money.
Oh, it's his third? Right, because he had one right out of high school. You're right.
There's only so much you can pay on a guy with a potential instead of a promise. That guy's all potential, man. He's never brought it on a consistent basis. Why would you give him over 100 million?
They didn't have a choice.
Yes, they did.
TJ, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Thank you for being here, my friend. Awesome to see you.
So they didn't have a choice. It's all about timing, guys. It's all about timing, y'all. So if they didn't cash Michael Porter Jr. out, somebody else was going to give him that money, 100%. Coming off the season that he had, and then with Jamal Murray and his knee, you had to give him that money. Otherwise, what were you going to do? You're going to hinge your hopes on Aaron Gordon?
Not long term. Not long term.
Yeah, you have that extra money to throw into something, though, TJ. Wouldn't you? Like, you're just basically, you're going, is this guy ever going to stay healthy? Or is there somebody else in the market that we can go grab this next offseason?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds
Injury
good, but
problems, man.
It's a gamble. It's a crapshoot, right? Like he had been healthy up until this freak injury again. I mean, it sounds like he's just gonna have chronic back problems.
Yeah, and our buddy CJ said he might have to get fusion back surgery in the future. That's heavy, man. That's some heavy stuff right there. If that happens, you kiss that career goodbye.
Right, because that means like the wrestlers get when they no cartilage and they fuse
they
the
have
vertebrae.
to fuse their stuff together. Yeah, that's no bueno, man. That's not gonna work. Well, it's like I said, man. Like
least he made his money.
He made his money, and
Well, it's
happy for him.
guaranteed too, so yeah.
But he hamstringed that team so bad. And when you've got an MVP type guy in Jokic, I would rather try to put pieces around Jokic and not just rely on one guy.
But I think the team looks different if Jamal Murray plays and comes back healthy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I still
And
think
we
they're a
have to take
contender
that
without
consideration,
Michael
guys.
Porter Jr.
100%.
But enough about Denver. TJ, I wanted you to bring in when I was hitting you. Fix the Bulls. I want to hear your take. Fix the Bulls.
CJ thinks Jeremy Grant's the best option too.
But Jeremy Grant's not available. See, that's what I'm saying.
You never know that.
Even if he was available, I mean, all you're doing is getting another guy that's basically another scorer.
Yeah, he can defend. He can defend too, though. You got to remember him in OKC.
He can play 2, 3, and 4, but I'm just saying, like,
y'all know that he's real thin, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that
he's got a 7'3" wingspan?
Yeah,
but he's real thin.
7'3" wingspan.
I mean,
he's like Scotty.
So if I'm fixing the Bulls, I heard Chris say that Marvin Bagley Jr. plays no defense, 100%. But in this system, it's a team defensive system. Yeah. As long as we got somebody that could spread the floor, and then you take Vooch out the game, you could throw Marvin Bagley in there at the 5 sometimes. I think he solves a lot of your problems. I honestly thought we should have kicked the tires on Harry Giles.
That's a good one. I like that.
But he always hurt.
Well, I mean, he worked on his game. They said he did work. He did work with the Clippers. They just like the big white kid more because he was a bigger body.
Yeah.
No. Harrison or whatever his name is, the backup.
No,
he's nice. He's been doing work for them. But Harry
is he
Giles
third string, TJ? Because you're talking about after Jan Zubac and
yeah, the guy that backs up Zubac is the guy that I'm talking about.
But you know what? I think the Bulls actually had Harrison in, didn't they?
Because that name sounds familiar.
Or was it Harrison or Harrison? Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's Harrison or something like that. He's about 6'11", white guy. He's versatile. He can dribble a little bit. He can pass. He can knock down the shot. He's a big body on the inside, decent post moves. He's been doing well for the Clippers, and but he just beat Harry Giles out in the preseason. But Harry Giles put in work this summer, worked on his ball handling, his shooting ability. I'm surprised he haven't got picked up yet. So I felt like once Patrick Williams went down, I thought that was the no-brainer.
Well,
I was also shocked that we didn't even keep Stanley Johnson. We should have kept him. I don't know why we kept Matt Thomas.
Well, that didn't make sense to me. That didn't make sense because now you took away your depth. I didn't understand that.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing,
for a specialist.
Come and look at
for a specialist, right? That didn't make any sense to me.
The Bulls got a bunch of guys right now that's like perimeter defenders. Shit.
It's too bad they couldn't have signed PJ Tucker either.
Yeah,
I think
but
PJ Tucker could have been
they also give
game.
a 6'4" power forward a lot of minutes.
Well, shit,
he's not horrible at the position either.
He's not, but in the playoffs, that's not gonna fly.
Yeah, Javante.
I like Javante.
Javante need a 6'4". He about 6'2.5".
Yeah,
that's what his basketball cards say.
Yeah, and he's athletic out of this world too.
He is.
I love Javante coming off the bench, but I don't think he's starting.
He's not
we ain't
starting.
gonna be able to get away with that long term.
And that's why I said they kind of putting him in that Bruce Brown role, but as we saw in the playoffs last year, that doesn't sustain.
Yeah, because we ain't gonna be doing. We got to be able to guard Giannis and Kevin Durant.
Yes.
We got to put somebody up there. We
John
have
Collins.
we have no effort. Yeah,
We
no
just saw a team kick our ass with a big
PJ
lineup.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Indiana just whooped our ass with a big lineup.
Yeah, we got to be able to combat that in the East. You know, we match up decent against Western Conference teams, but the East a whole different animal. We heavy on the 4 out there, so we got to have somebody that we could throw at them and at least slow them down in spots. Because
I think they're gonna do something closer to like trading deadline or as the season go. I don't think they're gonna try to really make a move right now because it's too early.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking 22 games in. We're in second place.
Power forwards, man.
Shit, hell, they playing 3 of them together.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
They said Kevin Love might get bought out, and the Bulls are going to talk to him. But I mean, we really slow.
I mean, what's the difference between having Kevin Love and
really
Lauri
get
Markkanen?
killed defensively.
Oh, Love is way worse than Lauri. At least Lauri is somewhat athletic and can move laterally a little bit. Man, they would be putting us in. They already put us in pick and rolls left and right with Vooch out there.
That's what I said.
You want to
That's
talk
what I
about?
was saying. Like the Bulls when they
boys are
go,
getting put on skates like crazy, man.
they do, and that's where I go back to the depth, right? I think Vooch is a great player. I really do.
Yep. Agreed.
But for Donovan's system defensively, he does not fit.
No,
he just doesn't.
Well, they all know that he's weak on the pick and roll on the outside, and he has that problem of not staying home, and he always tries to come out on the perimeter, and it kills him every time.
Because he can't. He just physically can't recover.
He runs out on stage just moving around, and I'm like, stop. I'm like, let him shoot the three. Let him shoot the three. Stop
Well,
letting
whatever happened to fighting over a pick? That's just out of the question. We so willing to like not fight over a pick.
TJ, that's too physical.
NBA,
that's too physical.
NBA got soft is what happened.
That's
with
too physical. You know that. Come on,
my
man.
God, that's way too physical.
You played, bro. You know how we do. That was too much.
Yeah, I'm talking about they don't even have to set a real pick, and they automatically switch it. It drives me
All
crazy.
they got to do is watch Alex Caruso play defense and know exactly how to fight a pick. It's the only guy in the team that fights a pick.
It seems like if you're a big,
I love him now.
I think Caruso was a sneaky pickup.
Oh hell yeah, he was.
Caruso was a hell of a pickup.
But when
he fits Chicago, blue collar,
exactly what
his hands dirty.
So we need more guys like that.
And
that's
he don't care.
No, like I was really hoping they would go after a guy like PJ Tucker because I thought he was that same kind of guy, that like hard-nosed defense kind of guy, and he can play power forward. He could have been a good power forward.
He could have, but
yeah,
I don't think there's enough glitz and glamour in Chicago right now for him.
No, probably not.
PJ would have been nice. But he still, it still doesn't solve that short problem that you're gonna have down there at that forward position.
He can lock Kevin Durant in.
Right, but again, fellas, we're talking about
Durant is not a power forward. Durant is a guy on the outside.
No, but they're gonna play him at the four.
Right, they're gonna play him at the four, and PJ,
and he gonna kill him.
PJ coming here, looking at what we had, is gonna say, "Where do I fit in when you guys are featuring Patrick Williams?"
Answer this for me. How bad is this kid, Semonich or whatever? Simonovic. How bad is he that we can't even see him in certain blowouts, man? Like, he was highly touted coming over.
I
from
watched
Europe.
him play in the G League the other day because NBC Sports is actually playing some of the G League games.
Yeah.
He looks pretty damn good in the G League.
Arturas doesn't want to play him.
I don't think he does.
Gary Payton, the junior, my God.
Oh yeah, he's killing it.
Oh, you watching that Phoenix and Golden State right now?
Yeah, he just caught one.
He's
I'm gonna turn it on in a minute, but
that game's insane. Like that team, I don't think anyone's beating them.
But see, but this is where, and TJ, remember me and you had a little discussion earlier on about Billy Donovan's philosophy, same as me and Chris, right? But when we get into the playoff, now the success that we have right now, like I said, second in the Eastern Conference. I think we're a half a game behind New Jersey, Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. But to sustain long term, you kind of want to avoid those mismatches in the playoffs. And by mismatches, I'm talking about the Bucks.
Yep.
I'm definitely for damn sure talking about Philly.
Yeah. Philly got
come on, man.
Philly got our number.
Philly got our number without Ben Simmons.
It's like
what's his name?
Maxey was busting lines. Lines have been playing
but
great.
Tell you the truth though, Maxey was doing his thing, but it was the other two fucking the
Fort Moss.
Yeah.
Fort Moss was killing us. And what's the other one name?
What's the other guy name? I forgot his name.
I know who you're talking about.
Was killing
Middle
us.
Eastern dude, yeah.
One killed us one game, and the other killed us the other damn game.
Yeah.
And one game, if I'm not mistaken, was without Embiid, wasn't it?
Nah.
No. He played both.
Nah, he played both games.
Because one game he didn't do nothing.
That was the first game.
That was the first game. Okay. Yeah, you're right, CJ, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but those are the teams that we have to adjust to in the playoffs. And if we don't have the manpower, literally,
we're gonna have to outshoot everybody.
Well, here's the issue with the philosophy, and it's not even defensive that I have the issue with. You got to run the offense eventually through Vucevic. Like right now, it looks cool with Zach and DeRozan isolating 6-7 dribbles to get to their spot and pull up and shoot, right? But the easiest way to run this offense, put the ball in Vooch's hands at the high post above the three-point line and cut off that and get money like that. Yeah. These boys going to wear down if you just keep on telling them, hey, go get us a bucket. Like, it's still early in the season, and we got DeRozan dribbling 4 or 5 times to get to his spot. Pump fake, shoot.
It seems like ISO ball.
Yeah. That's not going to be sustainable.
He does go on that ISO trip a lot.
And Vucevic usually busts Embiid's ass.
He's been broke this season. But if he gets it back, if he
get back, get him some touches, man.
And that's what I think. I think he looks unenthused because he's not getting the ball.
Yeah, because he's Kevin Love.
They done made him Kevin Love in Cleveland.
They done made him Kevin Love, man.
You know what? He's getting it, but
he's not wrong. No, he's not wrong. He's right.
What I've been seeing out of him is that he's frustrated that he's missing gimmies, like shots that he'd normally hit, shots right there at the hole. He's missing them. Because I remember a couple games where he sit up there and saying, "Oh man," he went like this, pray to God that he actually hit.
Alizé is a bum.
Oh yeah,
hey, baby Rodman, right?
He looked even crazier with that headband on. I said, dude,
yeah, he looked like Nick Cannon on Love Don't Cost a Thing with the fake braids.
You stupid.
Oh man,
right. Doing that day.
He's a clown.
Hilarious.
Straight clown. But I mean, ideally, something like he's taking up a roster spot. I like Derrick Jones Jr. a lot. He should be starting at the 4, but I understand.
I like his energy. I like his defense. I like his athleticism. But again, undersized.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and maybe consistency too. I don't think he does it night in, night out either.
So I know we got to wrap up soon, but TJ, real quick, we'll go around the room. What is your solution? Because that position will be the most important going into the playoffs, because rebounding in that half-court set wins championships.
Yeah. So you have Kobe White as a trade piece. You have Troy Brown Jr. and you have Derrick Jones Jr. and you have that trade exception. They
didn't use it yet.
They have not used that yet. So okay. I'm thinking at the trade deadline. So Bagley is last year of his deal, so that'll be a cap relief for them if Sacramento wants to unload him or Harrison Barnes for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you got to target one of those guys, or hope somebody gets bought out and go after him that way. I don't know, man. It's tricky. It's going to be a plug and play type situation. I got trust in the front office that they'll get something done, but the 2 guys in Sacramento will be at the top of my wish list.
That's fair.
Chris?
Bull.
God, with this bull. NBA 2K over here.
Nah, I mean, tell you the truth, I really do like the kid, man. I think the kid, tell you the truth, if he didn't hurt his foot, the kid probably would have been the number 1 draft pick, at least in the top 5. If he didn't hurt his foot. That's the reason why he dropped. I don't know per se who they can get or who would they be able to trade for, but I know whoever it is, it got to be somebody with some type of length, somebody that can rebound, and someone that can sit up there, block or alter shots a lot. Because when you going up against them big boys like you talking about Giannis, it's not just Giannis you got to worry about. They got Brook Lopez. Those are 2 legit 7-footers that you're going to have to deal with.
Oh, they picked up Boogie?
Boogie.
Oh yeah,
and Boogie now, and they got Portis.
Got Boogie.
Yeah, and they got Crazy Bobby.
Yeah,
I knew they had Bobby. I didn't know they had Brooks, because Brooks worked out for the Lakers not too long ago.
Yeah, so you got them. Then you already know a bead's a beast. We already seen what Indiana could sit up there and do.
I think
and Lord, behold, I'll tell you, a sleeper team for real is them damn Cavaliers. If they can sit up there They may mess up now because I think one of their guys got hurt. I think what's his
Sexton,
name?
Colin Sexton.
Yeah,
I love
Colin
Sexton, man.
But those
I
are
like
the
him in
type of teams,
Alabama.
those big teams, those are the teams that's going to give us problems because we don't have the size to sit up there and compete. Because Tony Bradley, he's all right. Yeah,
He try hard. He try hard.
He ain't all
He's a
right.
solid backup.
Yeah,
He try hard.
But
Yeah.
then outside of that, who your next tallest guy? Alizé? His mama, his mama and daddy must have really loved Alizé.
The kid we got on the two-way deal is decent too. What's his name? Tyler Cook.
Yeah, but
are we gonna play him? Are we gonna see him long term?
You're not gonna see him.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see him. That's why he's no good to us. Him and the foreign guy, they over there in the G League putting up points.
Yeah.
And see, this may not be a popular opinion. That's why I didn't want to let Thaddeus Young go, just so we can have some depth at the power forward position.
You had to let him go. You couldn't get the guys that you got.
I know, but
I got three names, not in any particular order. First one definitely would have been Jeremy Grant, 100%. Second, what about Pascal Siakam?
I thought he didn't have a friendly deal.
His price tag was too high.
Yeah, he didn't have a cap-friendly deal for the Bulls.
Okay. So the third one is the other guy we should have kept. Daniel Gafford can play some defense.
I love Gafford. I love Gafford.
He got paid.
Gafford for? Who did we get for him?
We got Jones. I'm pretty sure we got Jones, didn't we?
Well,
no.
We traded him to Washington for somebody.
It was Brown. It was Brown and some other kid.
It was Brown. I think Javonte Green came in that deal, and then we got what's his face, the white boy from Daniel Tice.
Tice.
They got those two from
Daniel Tice would
Celtics.
be nice. Yeah.
Hey, Tice would be nice right now. He really would.
They got Tice and Green from the Celtics.
But he was a part of that Gafford deal.
Yeah,
that was
a
like a
three-way
three-way deal or something, right? Okay.
Yep.
It's just
3-team
sad.
trade. Yeah.
Damn, we should have kept him.
Yeah, it is what it is. But we got to get rolling, guys. It's dang near 3 hours, and it went by like that. We appreciate it, man.
Hey,
awesome.
Hey, don't y'all forget. Hey, don't forget about me February 5th.
What's on February 5th?
That damn game.
The Seattle game.
Yeah. No. Is it the high school game?
Oh no. You're talking about
Simeon versus
Ronnie James game. Oh,
Sierra Canyon. TJ, are you going to that?
You said it's February 5th?
Yes.
Simeon, we're all trying to get together. It's Simeon versus Sierra Canyon.
I'll be there.
That's gonna be a game.
Hey, we'll talk.
We're definitely working that out right now. That's a must see game. That's gonna be off the wall. But man, I guess we'll do some shout outs. And you're here, TJ, so I guess you get to shout out real quick too, my friend.
Hey man, good. Thanks for having me,
Anytime.
JB. Good seeing you, Chris. Was good, my brother. Yeah, I really got no shout out. Shout out to everybody, man. That's it. So shout out the whole south side of Chicago.
There you go. There you go. Silver, my man. It's all you.
Shout out to JB. To the happy belated AB.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
The T-neck back there in the background. Somewhere.
Lurking.
Behind the scenes.
Lurking. Producing.
Right. To my baby, because she back there asleep, knocked out, talking about, baby, she gonna send me a text talking about, baby, you doing so good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to hang on to listen, but I'm tired.
And you're going, the meatloaf.
Right. Hey, on the meatloaf.
The meatloaf.
Now.
I never know what she's doing back there.
Yeah, so now and to all my Chi-Town people, you know what I'm saying, represent and go blue, baby.
Oh
God, here we go.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Why we let him in here?
Until it's not.
Yeah.
Until it's not, he said. JB, it's on you.
I'll go. We ain't paying no bills tonight.
Oh, all right.
Shout out to Moore's Beer. Always.
TJ wanted to get out.
Raise your standards.
Always.
Shout out to you, Chris, man, Silver Surfer, all that. I love the Marvel love, And hey,
I like it.
We appreciate you coming on, man. We appreciate it, man. You a P1. You always have great content. Yeah. You always have a great vibe, and we appreciate you, man. Like, shout out to you, real talk, my brother.
Yeah, I gotta cut down on the language.
Yeah, because my mom actually is watching, but
yeah, wish I just could have done that, but I didn't know when it was coming.
Yeah, it's okay. it's a learning process, but
right.
Speaking of, shout out to moms.
Always.
Shout out to SB. Shout out. Oh, if we could go in the chat, we have some names that I haven't seen in a long time. And I have some new names. So shout out to everybody. Yes, Kyle Creedon was on fire.
Yeah, he was great.
Shout out to that guy.
Detailed ones too. You gotta love that.
Yes.
Never.
I saw my boy from DePaul, Darius Devon. Yeah, shout out to you, my brother. Long time I haven't seen you, man. And just for everybody that took the time, I appreciate you because sometimes we don't always have a guest or a featured guest, but there's still a lot to talk about. My boy Ant, yes. Shout out to Ant Walker, teammate of mine, personal friend Tony Chapo. Oh man,
family member Tony.
You was on fire today, boy.
Look what I'm saying. My boy Alex in there too.
Always Alex, my main man.
My guy right there.
Mike Williams.
And False. You can't forget about False.
I'm sorry. Be False.
Or whatever.
Who let False in?
Hey, great guy right there. We appreciate the love, y'all. Let's keep this thing going because if it wasn't for you all, there'd be no reason for us to be on TV, man. We appreciate love. Shout out to CJ because CJ, you part of us, man. But you and Diab, you know what I'm saying? Love it.
For sure.
Like CJ wants you to show up with them one time, Chris.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, love it.
There you go. We can make that happen.
Absolutely.
And again,
Monday night.
Hey, let's keep this thing moving, man.
Yeah. Also, I apologize to the mamas, and baby mamas.
Babies, mamas. I love it. You kick it back like that, old school, man. I love that. That's great. For everyone that doesn't know what he's talking about, he never meant to make your mama cry, man. I promise you. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. But
for real.
I love it. I used to listen to that album non-stop. So, I mean, just on a loop, just every day.
Yeah.
I wish they'd come back with a new one, man.
I just looked at the views. I had a couple of cousins this song. Shout out to some of those Bynums out there. Andrew, get in touch with us, man. We'd love to have you on the show. We know you play for the Lakers and all that, but you family, man. Come on the show.
Wait.
We'll talk offline.
Andrew Bynum's your cousin?
On my mother's side. But we'll talk about that another time.
Wow.
But I saw them lurking.
Nice.
On the show, man.
Yeah, love it, man. But I guess it's my turn, man. So I got to say, first and foremost, shout out to my man Chris here holding it down. He did a great job. We didn't know we were going to get a guest. And then I saw you creeping in the back room. I'm like, oh, it's on now. Here we go. It's going to be nonstop fun with you, man. It always is, dude. You're a great fan. A1P or A2 because mom's is A1. Obviously,
I'm sorry, right.
A1. So A2. You're A2P1.
A2P1.
And man, had a blast hanging out with you talking, man. It was a great time chopping it up, dude. Our fans, man, killed it just like you said. Our boys Kyle, Alex, CJ. I can't say enough about CJ. I love this kid. Guys, make sure you check him out on Monday nights with our guy Diab. They do a great job on the CJ Scott podcast. It's great. Pretty much the same kind of stuff that we talk about here, just a lot more detailed. They get real into it, man. They're great guys. Go check them out for sure, man. Much love to them. Much love to our boy Little Cal jumping in the chat too, family member in there. Love Little Cal. Everybody in there. Our boy TJ, he came in here. He held it down. Great job. Our lurker in the back, Mr. Terrence. Lurker.
Can he at least come close us out?
No, he won't. He don't feel like it. I don't feel like it today. We love you though, brother. We do, man. It ain't the same without you, man, but we love you either way, man. But everybody in the chat, just like I said, moms, everybody, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Shout out to our ladies that are going to go on tomorrow night. Don't forget to check out that show.
Great
Sherry.
show tomorrow.
Who's on it again?
A 400-meter Olympian.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Love it.
Somebody get in contact with Candace Parker till I said hi.
We're working on that. Trust me. We've had that conversation more than once in our chat. Trust me. We want that one more than anything, man. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But everybody, man, awesome show. Great job. And I mean, shout out my boy JB as always, man, holding it down.
Yes, sir.
I always love hanging out with you. I always love talking to you.
Always.
Got a brother for life in you now. Absolutely happy. I couldn't be happier with it. This whole weekend and week was a long grind for me. It was my birthday week, but I had a long grind all week. It felt like forever to get to this night, man. It did. And I was happy that it finally came because I was getting kind of bored. I was like, we didn't do any other podcasts this week.
And
I'm used to doing like 3 a week, and we only did 1. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know what to do.
I did catch the young man with Harry Sunday morning, though.
Oh, he's something.
Hey,
yeah,
I like him.
He's good. I always forget his name. I should know this by now, and I don't. I haven't even actually got to meet the kid yet in person. His uncle's like Adam Schefter or like something like that. Like, he's got crazy good connections. He knows what he's talking about. He's 17. He's trying to figure out what college he wants to go to right now. It's like, oh, I might want to go to Syracuse, but
go to Michigan.
I don't know. Like, the kid's talented throughout his ears, man. Great kid. Make sure to check them out on the 1252. One of our awesome family members, mine too. I tried getting our boy D-Son on here tonight. I was messaging him a little bit. He was busy. Thank you for him. Make sure to check out his show, The Players Pit. It's on tomorrow as well. I think they start at 6:30, if I remember right, 6:30 or 7-ish, around there. Make sure to check them out, and make sure to go like their Facebook page as well. He's great, man. They got content on the entire sports world, boxing, fighting, anything you think of. There are boys on there chopping it up, and it's funny as hell if you walk through that. If you just creep through that page and watch, those boys are hilarious, man. You got to check them out, man. And Bears fans with a brain, hopefully Thursday, we're going to bring it to you like always. Hopefully Warwick Holman will be with us again, and we're going to talk Bears, and we're going to be depressed some more. But that's the way it goes, right?
Little deeper dive.
Yeah. So for myself, our boy Chris here, thank you again. My boy JB, I got to say one thing. Well, I'm not going to say it. Someone else is going to say it.
We out!
Later.
We out!
That's it.
Yeah, we done here.
We out! Okay, so we out!
If you're not watching this, flag on you.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.